Morning, everybody. Mostly von Falkenstein, Plutonia Zactaf, Space Cadet J. Palmer, Navarro, and no one else whatsoever. Definitely not Loner. No greetings to Loner. No pings to Space Cadet. No hellos to Blade Terval. No micromanos to micromano. We should have everything set up. I'm just going to double check something really quick. Pretty sure, but I like to be sure. Okay, depth of field off. Motion blur off. Vitario off. Warning! This game is a fully remastered version of the original campaign from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which was released in 2009. All characters and actions are fictional. Okay. Some players will find the game content on one of the missions disturbing or offensive. Would you like to have the option to skip this content? Remember that. That's going to come up later. If you answer yes, you will never be asked about skipping content again. Yes, never ask me again. I have no idea, J. Palmer. I didn't own it until, like, last week. So, you probably don't remember Modern Warfare 1 because we only played it 3 days ago. So let's rehash Modern Warfare 1 really quickly.
It's the FNG, sir.
What the hell kind of name is Soap?
I do love the music in this game, it's just not by Hans Zimmer. A weirdly common problem. In movies, too.
Nikolai's in hell right now. We're gonna walk him out. We take care of our friends. Zakhaev.
Sure thing, J. Palmer. Wink.
Their hands.
I did know that, von Falkenstein.
Delta 1 X-ray, we have a missile launch.
Hit refresh, Blade Terval. Oh crap, I hit him in the head.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Boundaries shift, new players step in, but power always finds a place to rest its head. We fought and bled alongside the Russians. We should have known they'd hate us for it. History is written by the victor, and here I am thinking we'd won. But you bring down one enemy and they find someone even worse to replace him. Locations change, the rationale, the objective. Yesterday's enemies are today's recruits. Train them to fight alongside you, and pray they don't eventually decide to hate you for it too.
Time to play as a ranger. Certified badass.
Same shit, different day. You know what I'm looking for, Sergeant Foley. Keep your eyes open.
Got a new batch hitting the pit today, sir. I'll send you the best I find.
Yes, that's Admiral Hackett and Captain Anderson, if you were paying attention. Hey, we're actually in Afghanistan instead of Made-Upistan. Right, hold up. Let's talk about Hans Zimmer. The problem... I've talked about this so many times. Forgive me for sounding bored. The problem is, Hollywood in general... Excuse me, no, that's not true. Fiction in general and Hollywood in specific have this really bad habit. They're like, hey, this was done by this big-name person who's really important and well-known and well-liked. Come watch our thing. Come play our game. This is Tom Clancy's The Division. Ignore the fact that he was dead before the game came out. This is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Tim Burton had almost nothing to do with the construction of the film. This is score by Hans Zimmer, who actually didn't compose any of the music for the theme, etc., etc. It's really, really common and frustrating as hell. Because you have to actually go digging to find out who's where, because there's rules about who you have to credit. And then there's patterns about who they do credit. If you've watched my Star Trek Ruminations, I complained about this over there too, because the written by, story by credits are not necessarily done for people who wrote the story or who actually wrote the script. They're just the credits that they give, right? Like that's how that works, because who they actually credit are not necessarily the people who were involved in the production of the thing. And that's really frustrating to deal with, because, you know, obviously you kind of want to know who actually did the freaking work of a particular product. Now, here's the funny thing. Games usually have this problem less than movies. You'll only really see this pop up with nice, big, you know, large-scale or AAA type games. Like this one. Music by Hans Zimmer, except not quite. He did do some songs for this. I'm saying some songs, because when I actually looked it up, I saw that he actually did work on one of the songs, and I was just mentioning in chat that he worked on the intro song. But I don't remember right now, because it's been a few years since I looked it up, which specific songs, or if there was just one that he worked on. And trust me, you gotta go digging for that kind of info. Like, if you just pull up Wikipedia and look at... No, that's not what I mean when I say go digging. I don't mean Google it. I mean actually doing your frickin' job. And by your job, I of course mean my job, because that's my job. It's R_ lower decks. As a reminder, you can put that towards up to 3 things equally, Nitronic. But thank you very much, as always. And thank you, DirectD. Always appreciate your support. It's okay. I see what's happening. We're just gonna chill here. We're just gonna chill here for a minute. Good tea. Good tea. Happy birthday, Spartan. Congratulations on winning for another year. I mean, this is a lull. I was talking about, you know, crediting. I even did a little highlight reel thing. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so this is going towards Andor. Hang on. Trying to catch up here. Jedi Fallen Order. No, it's still winning. See, some people question why I say that, because, you know, life sucks and my life sucks, and how is that winning? Because the goal of the other side isn't to beat you. It's to convince you to leave the game. Think of it as in terms of a board game. And the other side, the other person on the other side of that table is not actually trying to defeat you in the game. They're trying to get you to leave the table. So as long as you're still at the table, you're still winning. Thank you to Basemaster. I'll put that towards Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Triangle Strategy, and the Dragon Age block. And thank you, Fife. I'll put that towards Andor, FF7 through 12, and the Jedi Fallen Order. And again, Nitro, you can put those up to 2 more things if you want to. So the credit thing is frustrating. But at least with voice acting, it's usually fairly distinct and notable if you could tell who's a frickin' voice actor. Like, we're about to hear Keith David, and it's Keith David. And thank God they're not going to do anything with, like, AI or whatever to try and mimic people's voices. So it starts getting debatable if it's actually an actor involved in a project. That would be terrible.
Welcome to Pull the Trigger 101. Private Allen here is going to do a quick weapons demonstration to show you locals how it's done. No offense, but I see a lot of you guys firing from the hip and spraying bullets all over the range.
Hold up. Seriously, I have one volume? Just one? Okay, whatever.
You don't end up hitting the damn thing and it makes you look like an ass. Private Allen, show them what I'm talking about. Grab that weapon off the table and fire at the targets behind you. Turn around and fire at the targets. You see what I mean? He sprayed bullets all over the damn place. You've got to pick your targets by aiming deliberately down your sights from a stable stance. Private Allen, show our friends here how the Rangers take down a target. Crouch first, then aim down your sight at the target.
This is actually a prequel to Mass Effect. Think about it. Think about Space Wizard Makarov. And then this being a prequel to Mass Effect, and it just lines up so much better.
That's all there is to it. You want your targets to go down? You gotta aim down your sight. Now, if your target is behind light cover, remember that certain weapons can penetrate and hit your target. The private here will demonstrate. Last but not least, you need to know how to toss a frag grenade. Private Allen, pick up some frag grenades from the table.
Okay, hang on. Oh my god, Makarov isn't indoctrinated. Makarov is the origination of the Reapers! Is there no end to his capacities? Dragon Age block and Plague Tale 2. You got it.
Toss the grenade down the range to take out several targets at once.
I like the guy translating all this.
Good. Note that frags tend to roll on sloped surfaces. So think twice before tossing one uphill. All right. Thanks for the help, Private Allen. Now get over to the pit. General Shepard wants to see you run the course.
Shepard.
All right. Who wants to go first? Show me what you've learned so far.
So before we go any further, let's just look around for a minute. Got some chicken and bread and water. It's okay, there's also ketchup, salt, and mustard. It's funny you say that, Yura. This is a lot more saturated. That is to say, not desaturated than the previous game. Like, there's a lot of color on display here. We were just chatting. Fold up chairs. These makeshift bases. Yeah, a lot of detail. The doodad attention to detail is basically just as bonkers as it was last time. A couple of formations. Sergeant Foley's going to be given some specifics on how to do those formations. Can't even go out there, but yeah, we've got a couple of things. We got some pigs. What else we got? I can't tell what kind of hawks those are. Some big old boys, too. Hello, Trihexia. Hello, Dr. Winter. Gotta have this thing. Obviously. Mobile bridge. We'll actually be seeing that in a minute. I mean, daylight savings time okay. I don't care if daylight savings time is permanent, and I don't care if standards time is permanent. I don't give a goddamn. You know what I care about? Time not changing twice a year, screwing with people's sleep schedules. I mean, obviously I think of that from a completely personal perspective, because I know exactly how much that has sucked for decades. But then, there's the fact that people have actually done research and medical papers on how much that is causing people problems, and has for decades. So, Can we please? I don't care which one you pick. I don't care. Pick one. Stick with it. We're done. We're done. Hi, Louise. Welcome to Twitch. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for saying hi. We like to chat, talk, and have Burger Town here. You want to have some Burger Town? Let me know. Yeah, it also costs money. That's another thing. Can I have a board? Oh, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, so we got a Burger Town Classic, grilled chicken, classic chicken. What's the difference between a grilled chicken and a classic chicken? Crispy fish, Burger Town chicken fingers, French Canadian poutine. Ah! And then we've got the double burger, the stacked burger, fries, onion rings. Yeah, can I have a number 2? Number 2, extra sauce. And number 5. Number 9. No, I'm done. Extra dip. I need to go over here, too. There's so much crap to show off here, really. Like, we've got one of those helis that's going to be in the game several times. Funny thing, though. Obviously, this is a lot of wonderful attention to detail, but there is actually a story being told here. And that story is, holy crap, the United States is throwing a lot of hardware into Afghanistan. In all sincerity, think about this for just a second. Think about how they visually... Oh, hang on. Think about how we kill this bot in the face, because we here at the Lore Runner are totally cool with bot killing in the face. Thank you, Bragwin. So, think about what we see originally. We see... where's my line? Okay, right here. We start off with this. Looks like a fairly basic base. We see the porta potty. We see a couple people playing basketball, and we see a hangar. Okay, that's not too much. Then we go shoot down the range, and that, and that, and that, and that. All of this looks like some podunk base. Then, we're allowed to explore a little bit. And we're allowed to look around and see just how much hardware they've got here. Because they've got a lot of hardware out here. Like, if we roam over here, I kind of briefly showed this off earlier, but seriously, look at this for just a second. Look at how much they have deployed into this podunk base. And we're definitely putting podunk in the quote-unquotes there. Yeah, they actually said Afghanistan earlier. And yeah, so this is not only explaining just kind of how much power is here. It gets across 2 other points very importantly. First of all, this is all under General Shepard, one person. That'll be important. But second of all, there's a common trend in any military going back literally centuries. The more you deploy, the harder it is to withdraw. That's always been true. That was true when it was a bunch of people with swords and spears and bows and arrows. It is still true in this era. So I think before we even get started, we can immediately start with a visual storytelling positive. Yeah, logistics are a real problem. Oh, absolutely, Jay Palmer, no question. Although, no men. Now, let's get this out of the way. We're going to give a negative, at least one negative to this game for Hollywood nonsense, okay? We actually gave that exact same negative to the first game. The only question is how many negatives we give this game for the same thing. So let's just kind of put this under here. Hollywood nonsense, and we'll be thinking about that as we go.
One bad thing about being
Explain what Hollywood nonsense means.
VCT1 rolled out at 0400.
Ridiculous Hollywood logic. Let's see here. Let's just Google it. This is... Wow, I actually found a list of things that Hollywood logic does that make no sense. That's actually funny. Okay. Hollywood nonsense is actually exactly what it sounds like. It's when action movie logic is more important than proper storytelling. It's when things don't actually line up, or are not self-contiguous, or are insane, or are crazy, or wouldn't work that way, but it's okay because it's an action movie, or it's a Hollywood movie, or whatever, right? It's the reason why, let's just name some examples right off the top of my head. It's the reason why the out-of-control cop who doesn't play by the rules nevertheless gets results, always gets their person, and that person always goes to jail and or gets shot, and they never get in trouble for anything that they do. That's Hollywood logic right there. Transformers 3. Yes, all of Transformers 3 is Hollywood logic. Yeah, the more you have... Okay, so it's really easy. Hang on. I'm actually going to put a timestamp here. Let's explain Hollywood nonsense in the simplest way possible. The more you have to turn off your brain to enjoy the work of fiction, the more Hollywood nonsense it has. That's it. That's it.
Across the bridge.
Like, we could go in more detail, but we don't need to.
Hey, Private.
Oh, hey, it's the final boss. Sorry. I just... I love that it lets you do that. Okay. Moving on.
Hey, Private. Welcome back to the pit. Heard General Shepard wants to pull a shooter from our unit for some special op. Anyway, he's up there in observation. Go ahead and grab a pistol.
A deagle.
Alright, try switching to your rifle.
Dude.
Good, now switch to your sidearm again. You see how fast that was? Remember, switching to your pistol's always faster than reloading. Well, smile for the cameras and don't miss. Shepard's gonna be watching. The best shooter gets to join the prima donna squad, if that's your thing. Okay, head on in.
Pistols suck.
Start as soon as the
So,
first target
we got a
pops.
scar instead.
I don't know why they don't...
E, they moved the button on me. Oh, that's why I haven't rebound it yet. Hang on, let's rebound that really quick. I was like, why isn't it meleeing? Don't understand. There we go. Sorry, sir. Had my buttons bound to the wrong weapon. Or item.
You looked okay out there, but you still need some...
Yeah, that was terrible, actually.
Okay, head upstairs and regroup with your team, or you can go back in and run the course again.
Let's see if we can push it down a little bit. I actually like this one better than the 1-in-1. Hit the targets! Mostly because this one is actually much harder than the 1-in-1. Longer distance, friendly fire possibilities, more complicated loadout. Don't have the flashbangs. Oh, I missed one. That's why earlier. Oh crap.
You looked okay out there, but you still need some work. Okay, head upstairs and regroup with your team, or you can go back in and run the course again.
Let's refill. Yeah, I know, Men in Black vibes, right? Yeah, I missed 3. I'm not even sure I missed him. Nobody's even added Diablo 4 to the list yet, Aspros. Well, so that should probably answer your question. Not even thinking about it, because that's forever away. If it gets funded at all. I did, but you took too damn long.
That was good, man. It was very good.
I'm doing terribly, Jesus Christ.
Regroup with your team, where you can go back in and run the course again.
Ow. Moving on. Let's go get on with it. We're gonna go on regular.
All Hunter units, get to your victors. We're headed out.
So in case you missed the base earlier, let's showcase the base a little bit.
Everyone get to your vehicles. We're moving out.
Hey, Malin. I do, in fact, Yura. It's a wash. I'm just gonna tell you that right now.
We are the most powerful military force in the history of man. Every fight is our fight. Because what happens over here matters over there. We don't get to sit one out. Learning to use the tools of modern warfare is the difference between the prospering of your people and utter destruction. We can't give you freedom, but we can give you the know-how to acquire it. And that, my friends, is worth more than a whole army base of steel. Sure, it matters who's got the biggest stick, but it matters a hell of a lot more who's swinging it. This is a time for heroes, a time for legends. History is written by the victors. Let's get to work.
And we're dead. That's Hollywood logic. We just got hit. Almost first shot. Oh, hey, Shepard. Nice revolver.
Rangers, lead the way. Move.
Oh, we're fine. I'm not sure when this came out relative to the Mass Effects. 2009, so whenever that is.
Keep up the pressure on those RPG teams. If that bridge layer gets hit, we're swimming, whoop. Alan, switch to the M203.
Warlord, this is Hunter 2-1, requesting airstrike to Bridge 252171. The target is a white 12-story apartment building. Over.
Drop some rounds and we'll cross the river.
Hunter 2-1, this is Warlord. Solid copy. I have Devil 1-1, flight 2 F-15s online. Stand by for relay. Hunter 2-1, this is Devil 1-1, flight of 2 F-15s, time on station 15 miles, holding at 3 Sierra Northwest, holding area night, carrying 2 JDAMs and 2 horns, over.
On the bridge, 10 o'clock high. Multiple targets, take them out!
Steady by.
Way too high, way too high.
Devil 1-1, target is a white 12-story apartment building at grid 252171. I need you to level that building. How copy over? Solid copy, Hunter 2-1.
They're retreating! Keep hitting them!
I mean, considering I've shot for 3 seconds, I have no idea, Tim.
Cross the mic, move out!
Played this game before.
Get your ass back in the vehicle! Move!
Working on it, working on it.
Move it!
Okay. Guess we'll use the stairs then. I'm here. So speaking of turret sections.
Which building is it, sir?
It's that tall one at 1 o'clock.
Hey, which building? The one at 1 o'clock. Hey, Dave, which one is it? Is it the one on the left or the right?
The one on the left.
Hey, isn't this danger close for the task force?
Come on, since when does Shepard care about danger close?
True enough.
That's what I'm talking about.
going down.
Big for this one. Keep dreaming, Spielberg.
Still kids, by the way.
Hunter 2, breaking away.
Young people.
Copy, Hunter 2. All Hunter 2 victors, keep an eye out for civvies. We're not clear to engage unless they fire first. Scan the rooftops for hostiles. Stay frosty.
You see anything?
I got nothing, dude. This place is dead.
Overlord, Hunter 2-1. We're passing Tunnel Harvey. Cross Street Elizabeth. Roger that, Hunter 2-1. Proceed with caution.
All right, stay frosty, you guys. This is the Wild West.
Roger that.
Watch those alleys.
Covering.
No, Nosians, give me one moment, please.
Balcony, 12 o'clock. Probable militia. Are they armed? Negative. They're just watching us.
Well, we can't shoot you.
I bet they're scouting us.
Yeah, but that don't mean we can shoot them.
Can you see him? Can you see him?
I don't see Jack!
All Hunter victors. This is Sergeant Foley. Prepare to engage.
Prepare to engage.
We're taking
We're going
sniper
in.
fire from multiple
This is
directions.
it. Speed him up!
We got a ton of contacts front and back.
There's too many of them! Back up! Back up!
Slow down. We're getting spread out.
Let's go!
Is everyone all right?
They're moving around upstairs.
Get the hell away from those windows and secure the top floor. Move! Move! Hey, contact at just 12 o'clock. Get a fast bang in there.
That wasn't a flashbang. Sorry. Sorry. Try an actual flashbang.
Hunter 2-1 to Hunter 2-3. I have eyes on the school. Over.
2-1, we are combat ineffective here. We're taking heavy fire from the school. Can you assist? Over.
Rod, keep it together, 2-3. We're on the way. 2-1 out. Squad, on me. Let's go.
Roger that, second floor window, left side.
Yo, watch it. Hunter 2-3. Hunter 2-1. We're in the school.
Copy that, Hunter 2-1.
That is Keith David, yes. Keith David has one of those voices. You always know it's Keith David and there's no mistaking him. Whether that's good or bad is up to you and up to the actor. You might say, oh, like Steve Blum? No. No, Steve Blum has great range. You just usually don't hear it. Keith David is one of those people. He always sounds like Keith David. Now, hang on, did you kill the bot? Seriously, did you kill the bot? You did kill the bot. Who killed the bot? Either way, I was asked a question at an extremely inopportune time, which was, how do I feel about... so, you know what? You don't like supposed to lose unless you do it properly. What do I think about can't lose sections? Can't lose sections are the same gradient, really. They can suck or they can be fine. there's actually several can't lose sections in this very game that we're playing. It depends on how easy it is to notice that you can't lose, really. Let me use a direct example, since we're here. There's several parts of this game. Let's actually not use this example. Let's use Ride to Hell Retribution as an example. If you haven't played that game, first of all, shame on you for not playing one of the American classics, or watching my low run of it, plug. But second of all, if you are familiar with the beginning of the game, the very, very beginning of the game, you cannot lose. You can take your hands off the controls, and the intro section, which is playable, which is gameplay, will play out with no difference. You can just sit there and watch. I shouldn't say no difference, but you get my point, right? It is a cannot lose section. That's how you do cannot lose badly. You can do a cannot lose a little bit better, though. It kind of depends on how you present it and how you provide it. Maybe it's a particular hyperbeam moment, for example. Although, in fairness, there's several hyperbeam moments you're not supposed to be able to lose either. Yeah, actually, the car chase in Cyberpunk, that's actually a good example of a cannot lose moment. It depends. It depends on how you do it, as it always does. Excuse me. Exciting action sequence. Oh, so I've gotten 2 subs in the interim. So let's go ahead and say, first of all, thank you, Innocence. Since that's, oh my god. It's not the beginning of the month. Why are people subbing today? Ah! I'm getting buried here. Okay, hang on. Let's pull up the feed. It's one of the reasons I like the fact that in Saints Row 4, Keith David is playing Keith David. Ah! I'm not joking. I'm not speaking facetiously, by the way. The character name is Keith David, and the dude is Keith David. So, you know. Okay, so hang on. So we have Innocence. Thank you. I put that towards Wargroove, Stellaris, and the City Builder block. Then we have Johnny Big B, who's putting it towards the Dragon Age block, Starfield, and the monoblock. Then we have G. Cormos. Thank you. G. Cormos put all of those many subs towards absolutely nothing. I am authorizing a massive amount of donut attack upon G. Cormos. I repeat, hammer down is in effect. And then we have Rex. Thank you, Rex, very, very much. And I'll put that Yalda Bouth towards Mother 3, Axiom Verge, and Tunic. Five, 6, 7, so that doesn't sound right. And then there's a Rathrabo. Remember, you can put that towards up to 3 things equally, if you would like to. Why are you stabbing the donut, Spartan? That poor donut. What did it ever do to you? Okay, so that's... Oh, God, I'm just going to pull out this. You know, I have a website, Spartan. I don't know if you heard of that. That's what I thought. Okay, it's 18. Good morning, Evo. I hope you slept well, and if you didn't, I swear to God! No, actually, non-financial donations like the 100k points do not count for the triple rule, Roman Cure. So that's the Quan Masters. You got it, G. Cormos. You eat the donuts, and then you die! I've ever considered doing a lore run, lowercase l, of Call of Duty 5, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2. Yes, I believe all of those games are actually on the list to someday be funded. Of course, I have no idea what their current level of funding is, but I hear I have a website to keep track of that kind of thing. I think that's everyone. Yep, okay. And as a reminder, G. Cormos, you can also put that towards up to 2 additional things, because you can put any financial donations towards the show equally towards up to 3 things. But thank you very, very much, G. Cormos. And Arathrabo, since I don't think I said it, thank you for the sub. Oh, I stab donuts all the time. I actually have really sharp canines. It's actually frustrating. It's not a good thing. Looks cool, not very useful under certain circumstances. Not saying I'm a vampire. We all know I'm not a vampire. I'm a lich.
Yeah, I'm cutting history class now.
Roger that.
A lich vampire? No, I don't think those are compatible. But then again,
Hunter 2-1, this
should
is
be a
Hunter 2-3.
werewolf
Thanks
vampire?
for the assist. We're leaving over.
Roger that, 2-3.
Yep, I am a necromancer.
I can't get a shot.
I'm really into necks, y'all. Or, if you want to go with the less gross version of that, I'm actually in favor of necks romancing each other. I don't romance the necks. I help necks romance each other, see? It's like a matchmaker kind of thing, right?
Hunter 2-1 actual to Overlord.
Hunter 2-1 actual, this is Overlord. Send traffic.
The school
Overlord's awesome, by the way.
withdrawing from the area. We're just mopping up now.
Solid copy, Hunter 2-1 actual. Proceed with caution to the rally point. EPWs may still be in the area, over.
Roger that, Overlord. Thanks for the tip.
I was just about to ask, how did I not have that enemy intel? I've never played this game before. Or more accurately, I've never played this exact version of the game before. I bet if I loaded up my save on Steam, I'd be able to be like, aha.
Out. Squad, watch for enemy stragglers. Let's get to that rally point. Cover me.
Jesus, that range. I hear him. I hear him. My most hated enemies. I decided to go ahead and do Modern Warfare 1 and 2 as highlights because they're short games and I like them. Although, admittedly, I didn't decide that until we saw the scene in Modern Warfare 1. At which point I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and put that scene in.
Gentlemen, good work on taking the town. Private Allen, you'll be taking orders from me from now on. I'll brief you on the chopper. Let's go.
Battalion is Oscar Mike!
Yeah, Huthor always likes to talk politics. It's okay, he's British.
So how do I look?
Like one of the bad guys. Perfect for your undercover assignment.
So Makarov is the prize.
Makarov's no prize. He's a whore. A mad dog killer for the highest bidder.
I don't actually agree with that, Huthor.
Your new identity. It'll keep you alive. Welcome to the 141. Best hand-picked group of warriors on the planet.
It's an honor, sir. When do I meet the rest of the team?
They're on a mission recovering a downed ACS module behind enemy lines.
Their feet wet?
Imagine they're just about freezing right now.
Exclamation mark veto, Tim.
Break's over, Butch. Let's go.
I try to keep it up to date. So, as someone who has a little bit of problems with heights...
Stay here and spot me. Wait for my go.
Well, you can enjoy the view then, Evo.
All right, the ice is good. Follow me.
And yes, Soap has a voice actor now. I cannot tell you how many times I saw someone complaining, not about the fact that, you know, it was good, bad, or in between, just the fact that Soap had a voice actor. You'd have to ask me personally, Tim. And it would obviously depend on the individual game in question. That's why it's called the executive veto. I always have executive veto. I have always had executive veto. The only difference is I have a term for it, which is on the website now. But executive veto sounds exactly what it sounds like. I said no.
I'll see you on the far side.
Hold on! Don't let go!
Cool. Hi! Hey! Yep. Okay. That's a little Hollywood logic, too, for being honest. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. Wait until we get to the snowboard section. And by snowboard, I mean snowmobile. You're right, we should have a Hollywood counter. It's gonna explode.
Roach, check your heartbeat sensor. You should be able to see me on the scope. That blue dot is me. Any unrecognized contacts will show up as white dots.
Oh, trigger an avalanche. Ah! That would be great if there was like a game over you could get just for having an avalanche for shooting here.
I have no idea about here. Let's take this nice and slow.
Hey, Madman Roby.
Take the one on the left.
Robbie?
On three.
Roby?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, Papers, Please is absolutely vetoed. Turbo vetoed. We tried streaming that game. That didn't work out well. I like it, Jay Palmer, because it doesn't let me do it. Disco Elysium. We actually did a full stream of that game. Regret that one. I'm sorry. What was your question, Aspros? I have a 4-page queue. Excuse me, that's a lie. I have a 10-page question queue right now. So if I catch it live, I try to answer it. But if you put it in the queue, I mean, I'm playing an FPS. This is a terrible game for those, for answering questions. So I don't see you in the queue, Aspros. So I don't see a question from you. No questions had.
Same plan. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
No, if you remember, we actually did a stream just to clean up the queue a couple months ago. That was the record. Yeah, by the way, no offense to Bullet Alex, different tastes and all that, but anybody expecting me to review this game badly has not watched me stream this game before, which I have done before. Yes, Frederick Brock. That's correct. Yes, Papers, Please is turbo vetoed because of depression. That is entirely too depressive of a game for me.
Let's split up. I'll use the thermal scope and provide overwatch from this ridge. Use the cover of the storm to enter the base. You'll be a ghost in this blizzard.
Accept a critique of my games list system?
Keep an eye on your heartbeat sensor.
Sure. I mean, if I can't accept a critique, then I don't really have my opinion, do I? Put simply, if I can't accept something being challenged, then I don't really think that way. That's harsh.
Target on your right. Aye. You've alerted one of the guards.
Jesus, I did not even see him. How did he see me? Good God.
There's a truck coming. Stay out of sight.
Okay. Well, I apparently can't crawl. Oh, there we go.
Stay out of sight. You've alerted one of them.
How did you see me? How did you see me? How did you see? I'm used to ghosting this level. I am a little shocked that I'm being seen this easily. Whatever.
Approach the fueling stations near the northeast corner of the runway.
Лейтенант Павлов, к первому ангару. Подойдите к первому ангару.
He's mine.
They have heat vision eyes. Blom, wom, wom, wom. Oh, that's obvious, Tim. Leisure Suit Larry.
Hold up. I'm seeing some activity on the runway. Looks like 20-plus foot mobiles headed your way. Roach, search the northeast part of the runway for the fueling station.
I would, but you just told me that puts... Jesus Christ. I don't actually find Bayonetta particularly sexy. Besides, we all know what's-her-face, I don't remember her name, is actually the sexiest person in that setting.
You found it.
Actually, no, what's his face? The devil? He's the sexiest one in that setting.
I'm picking up more...
Dante, yeah, I'll give you that.
Got it. Sounds like the satellites in the far hangar. Brace you there. Oscar Mike, out. Picking up large heat signatures near the tower. Could be BMPs. I'd avoid that area.
So, that's a very valid critique, Aspros. Allow me to go ahead and say that I professionally don't agree at all. So, let me try to put this into a simple terminology. Let's say that there is a giant...
He's got thermal sights. Get the hell out of there.
Running. Let's say there's a giant silo filled with grain, okay? Here, I'll actually pause to respond to this. I actually used this analogy just last week. Big old silo, just filled with grain, okay? Every single one of those grains is someone who's streaming. And I throw my grain into that list. Put simply, when something is a high-profile release, as you just pointed out, it actually has a substantially smaller chance to be seen or be watched if I stream it while it's a whole high-profile thing. There's actually a lot of different angles to take on this. First of all, obviously, less people watching it. That's the first and most important thing. There's no real benefit to doing it from a professional or business perspective because I will have a lot of immediate and direct competition with a lot of other things. It's the exact same reason why when a particular mobile game or video game or movie is very successful, immediately trying to do the same thing is actually a losing strategy because you're already competing with someone who already has the infrastructure necessary to maintain that monopoly. Make sense? Yeah, I don't chase the trend because that's actually a losing strategy. Second point, from a personal perspective, I tend to prefer to have a little bit of time for a game to settle before I actually dive into it. So I have a little bit more resources, a little bit more information, maybe some patches get a chance to go live. You know, maybe there's a game that came out that I was really excited about that I shouldn't stream for whatever reason, of which there are actually quite a few. That's actually something that has happened. And yes, terrible releases has bit by bit been becoming a little bit more common of a trend. Third reason, if you guys want me, like as a group, to stream a game when it comes out, you have the power to do that. You always have. The reason we streamed Metroid Dread at release is because it was funded before it came out. The reason we streamed Elden Ring a week after it came out was because you guys funded that 2 years before it came out, and so forth, and so on. You have that power. Sense make? I could also mention I I guess that's actually kind of it. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is currently funded as of this moment. When Baldur's Gate 3 is, we got that. We're going to hit that because it's already funded, right? So, do we have Half-Life 3 covered? Yes! Half-Life 3 came out years ago. It was called Half-Life Alyx. Not a joke. Now, Madman Roby, help me out here, asks another related question. How much money is normally required per game? So it doesn't work that way. I don't charge money. I charge interest. The way that system works is more people putting towards a game, more money put towards a game. Both of these mathematically increase the interest. The reason I do it this way is that rather than charging a flat amount, like saying $2,000 or whatever, for a particular game to come out, or rather than charging dollars per hour so that I can continue to do things like pay rent, instead, Robbie, I'm going to try to remember that. No promises. Madman Robbie. Okay. I swear I'm going to try. So the idea is a lot of people do not have the money to really put into the show. So I have a bunch of little backup little features to allow people to try and still have a say in what we stream, even though they can't really support me financially. That's why the bits exist, or not the bits, excuse me. The lore coins exist so that people who just watch the show can decide, hey, I'd like to put some interest towards such and such. That's why the plural system works, which we just recently implemented this year to allow people to have more choice, even though I make less money from it. And it's also why I charge interest instead of charging money. Now, how much interest I charge per stream, I can't actually give you a direct answer to that. I can tell you the exact number right now. It's 325.73. But that changes regularly. The reason it is such a precise number is I actually keep very careful track on multiple spreadsheets on exactly the ratio of how many games I run versus how many games are funded. And I use that to kind of adjust the price bit by bit, up, down, and in between. It's been doing this over the years. It's never been a static amount because the idea and the goal is to have it so that the amount of games run is roughly equal to the amount of games funded. Make sense? Where can I find your formula for how much money it would take to fully fund a game? I feel like I just answered that. But I'm not revealing that formula live because the last 2 times I've done that, people have decided to be scummy and try to game the system. So no is the answer to that question. Do I have a system capable of surviving if I double or have 10 times the viewership? God, I hope so. I mean, first of all, I could just increase the price. If I start making 10 times the money, then I could just start charging 10 times the price, or whatever number is actually accurate, because that's a linear expression, and life is more complicated than that. So I probably wouldn't charge 10 times. It'd probably be a much smaller amount times, right? So, you know. The hard part would be keeping up with chat, because I do try to keep up with chat. Even when I'm playing a game like this, where it's very hard to keep up with chat. As I'm doing right now. Is FF7R2 funded? FF7R2 is nowhere. And I think that answers everything. Oh, you were curious to... What would it take to sponsor a Shadowrun block? That's a good question. The first answer to that question is, see, the problem is I do charge per hour. The reason I do that is because life. Now, if that doesn't sound obvious, well, then I'll try to explain a little bit more right after I write this down. So that's Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I try, Luis. I do fail. Obviously, I don't pick up on everything, but I do try very hard to read chat and respond because, duh, right? Like, it's a stream. Isn't that, like, the point of streaming? If I wanted to just play a game and comment on it, I'd do a YouTube video. Sorry, it just irritates me. Planescape, Torment, and Pentiment. Thank you very, very much, Voice of Authorita. So, why do I charge per hour? A lot of reasons. Time is, of course, the ultimate currency. I've said that many, many times. However, the ultimate reason is because if I don't charge per hour, then the stream schedule will go wildly out of control, as it did, and we have been recovering from for literally 3.5 years now. Here's the deal. I only have X amount of time to stream. I only have X amount of time to stream. That's a flat problem. So if in 1 week, hang on, so it's if in 1 week 70 hours get funded, I am now behind because I can only stream 50 hours. Now, I'm saying that because if I don't charge by hour, then I'm not tracking how much is being funded per hour. Like if I charge per game, and 3 games get funded, and one of them's 5 hours, and the other one's 5 hours, and the other one's 60 hours, then that is 70 hours of content that has been funded in a period of time where I can only stream 50. Make sense? Yeah, there's only so much I can do. And so what happened was I did that for a long time, and slowly tried to acquiesce to increasing the price bit by bit. First, I actually started charging per hour. Then I started increasing the price per hour, and so forth and so on, until I came up with the system we currently use, which is the dynamic price change thing for interest. Because what happened is we built a gargantuan queue, a colossally huge queue that I am still slogging through. If you look at the website, look at the upcoming page, a decent chunk of those games are there and have been funded for years, because I am still slogging through the queue from when I wasn't charging per hour. That queue used to be much bigger and much worse. I actually did a lot of extra streaming over the last 3 years, which I quit last August, I want to say. So from previous August and then back about 3 years, I started streaming 5 hours and 5 hours. So I did that. And then we stopped lore weeks and streaminations for about a year. So I was actually streaming, I think it was 70 total hours per week to try and push through that queue. That hurt. I don't want to sound complainy. That hurt. I pulled back down to the current lesser streaming schedule because I had health to consider. Yeah, Lore Week still isn't back. Isn't going to be back anytime soon, by the way. Probably not this entire year. So that's why I charge per hour. Thank you, 10-Headed Hydra. I'll jot that down for Overlord. And as a reminder, you can put it towards up to 2 other things if you want to. Yeah, the fact that some people don't even know what Lore Week is says something, because it's been that long. I believe it was early last year when we finally moved Lore Week. Oh, absolutely, Aspros. I mean, I have my regulars, but I actually keep track of how many viewers I get per stream, although I'm not sure the last game we did, which was a high-profile stream. Maybe Cyberpunk? I don't know. Let's try that. How many viewers did I have for Cyberpunk? Wasn't keeping track back then. All right, what's a more recent game? Elden Ring? Did I keep track of Elden Ring? I did. Here we go. Okay, so Elden Ring had 186 viewers on average. Okay? That's actually pretty average. Like, for a little bit of perspective, I had 190 for Devil May Cry 1. Just to showcase that. I had 241 viewers for Fallout 1. That's actually surprisingly high for me. Let's see, what else? What's a game we played recently? Dishonored. Where was Dishonored? For Dishonored, we had 186. That's funny. What else did we... What did we play? Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, I had 176. That went down. I didn't keep track for MMOs. The way I keep track of average viewers, that's actually a good question, too. We're just talking paperwork and office stuff here today, apparently. Welcome. Hi, I'm the Lore Runner. I'm a very boring person, and I'm okay with that. I'm actually proud of it, even, because boring people keep the world running. So, here's how this works. These are not unique viewers. These are not average viewers. These are not concurrent viewers. You know what I keep track of? People who chat. Now, I know that's not a perfect system, because that's, and I'm okay with that. Nothing is a perfect system. Average viewers is a very malleable system. Concurrent viewers is a very flawed system. So I keep track of every person who actually says something in chat. If anybody says something in chat, they are then counted. And that's how I keep track of people who view a particular stream. Even someone who's a lurker usually pops in to say hi, for example, right? So that's how that works. Now, obviously, that doesn't always work, because sometimes I have lurkers. In fact, I know I have lurkers. I know people who just kind of chill and watch, and that's fine. No issues there. But that's just the price I pay for using that particular metric. There is no perfect metric for viewership. That's the final lesson here. For Mass Effect 3, I had 244 viewers. Now, hang on. Do you think I had more viewers for Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3? What do you feel? Which one? Which one do you think it is? Real quick, and then I'll get back to the damn game. I just told you 244 for 3. And you'd figure it'd be 3. You'd be dead wrong. I had the least viewers for Mass Effect 3. I had 257 for Mass Effect 1, and I had 274 for Mass Effect 2. And that's legitimately high for me. It's not my biggest stream ever. In fact, I don't even think it's my biggest stream since I started keeping track of that. Let me double check that really quick. Let me double check. Nope, I'm wrong. That actually is the biggest stream since I've been keeping track of this new metric. But it's still not my biggest stream ever because that, well, okay, that's technically Stardew Valley. But my actual biggest stream ever is Halo 1. For some reason. I'll never understand that. I mean, you say because it's a classic, J. Palmer. How many games have I covered that are a classic? I'll give you a hint. It's a lot. I have covered plenty of beloved older games. So why Halo? I've even covered games that are, by the numbers, more popular than Halo. Like, there's no there's no connecting thread there. There's no connecting thread. That's my overall point. I have no idea why Halo, of all things, was the one that I just got way too many people on. It's one of the only streams I've ever done where I had trouble keeping up with chat. That was Stardew Valley, Reggie. I already mentioned that. I'm surprised Crypt of the Necrodancer isn't on the list already. Yeah, there was a way during Stardew Valley where I got rated by Co-Carnage, of all people. So technically that's my most viewed stream ever because it was 8,000 people. So, little different. Little different. I don't really count that, to be completely honest. Okay, Bregman, thank you for telling me. And thank you, 86 Malin. I will add Crypt of the Necrodancer to the list. Oh, it's fine, Navarro. It's fine. My sister, who was in voice chat with me, was freaking the hell out. Quietly, of course. She only told me after we cut off just how much she was freaking out. Let's just say she didn't think that's what a raid meant.
Roach, I'm waiting behind the hangars at the southwest corner of the runway.
God dang, I cannot see where I'm going. Look at this. Hi, Shadow Machine. Yeah, I played Cadence of Hyrule, but not Crypt of the Necrodancer. Yeah, Shadow Machine. She thought I got swatted, since that is a real fear I've had for a long time.
Took a scenic route, eh? Let's go.
Especially since I've actually had not only stalkers, but harassment campaigns levied against me over my years. Would you be a little quieter, Soap? Jesus. Had past tense, Tim. The harassment was the real problem.
Go upstairs and look for the ACS module.
So does anybody in chat know what an ACS module is? I don't know what an ACS... Okay, I recommend going and watching my low run because I discussed this in much more detail there. All I'm going to say right now is for all the many flaws this game has, it's probably going to get at least a plus to plot. Because the actual core plot of this game is surprisingly well constructed. In fact, I'm going to jot that down right now while I'm thinking about it.
Roach, get upstairs and look for the ACS module.
If this doesn't look familiar, you don't remember a later stage it's going to show up in. There's a couple of interesting things here. Yeah, swatting All I'm going to say about swatting is it should be treated as attempted murder. And I mean that with absolute and total sincerity, because of the nature of what a SWAT team does and how they operate. Also the fact that it has literally led to people being killed. One of the biggest reasons why swatting has gone down is because, thankfully,
Get upstairs and look for the ACS module.
several people on the legal side of things started cracking down really hard on the process. So yeah, you can imagine. You ever wonder why I moved out from my sister? I mean, I like having my own place, but that's the reason. That's the reason I did that, because I have an adorable young niece, and I'm going to end that sentence right there.
Roach, I've been compromised. Keep a low profile and hold your fire.
You have 5 seconds to comply.
They spotted me.
Roach, I've been compromised. Keep a low profile and hold your fire.
Anyways, I do want to say thank you, Aspros, for your feedback. I do appreciate it, and I do consider it.
You have 5 seconds to comply.
Roach, go to plan B.
4.
Stay close and hug the wall. We use the MiGs for cover and cross the tarmac to the southeast.
Oh, now I can see.
Folks, follow me. Let's go. Head to the MiG. I'll cover you. Head is looking up quickly. Snowmobiles, take them out. East from go. I've got you covered, Roach. Move up, move up.
I have no idea if zigzagging works in real life. Hopefully I'll never know. If I ever am getting shot at again, I don't really want to figure out if running and zigzagging actually does anything. It works in a game usually, well actually it depends, is actually the answer there as to whether or not it works in a game. Especially if they have hit scans. If they do have hit scans, it's a lot less likely to work because they're probably aiming at you when they fire.
Roach, take that snowmobile. Let's get the hell out of here.
Let's do it.
Kilo 6-1, the primary expo point is compromised. We're en route to the backup LZ using enemy transport. Meet us there. Over. Bravo 6, this is Kilo 6-1. Roger that. Out. More tangos to the rear. Just outrun them. Go! Go! Don't slow down. Keep moving or you're dead.
Well, yep. I'm dead. Oh god, I'm dead again! Oh god! No! No! Ride to hell retribution, Tim, no question. It is actually a bit easier to handle. Of course, I said that right as I crash. Yeah, imagine a Bond game of this level of quality. It'll never happen, of course. Because we're dead. There we go. Let's just say, come on, let me die. Sorry, it was his sled.
Bravo 6, we're at Pico View. What's your status? Over.
Man, I'm one of those people who really would have liked Idris Elba as Bond. But that's because I like Idris Elba a lot. He's a great actor. And I want to see more of him. In movies that aren't Cats. You know?
There's the chopper, let's go! Bravo 6, we have you on visual. Get your ass on board. We're running on fumes here.
So they already cracked the ACS. Remember that for later.
The rest of Task Force 141 brought in the ACS, Alan. 2 men took down an entire base. I ask much more from you now. Yesterday you were a soldier on the front lines, but today, front lines are history. Uniforms are relics. The war rages everywhere, and there will be casualties. This man, Makarov, is fighting his own war, and he has no rules, no boundaries. He doesn't flinch at torture, human trafficking, or genocide. He's not loyal to a flag or a country or any set of ideals. He trades blood for money.
And he's a space wizard in 3.
New best friend. You don't want to know what it's cost already to put you next to him. It will cost you a piece of yourself.
We didn't skip this in the lore run.
Compared to everything you'll save.
Oh, we skip it for the review. Now I'm going to pause as soon as it lets me. There we go. Yeah, no, we're not skipping this. You kidding me? It's one of the best levels in the game. And I mean that. I did see it, Pancakes. It was for dealer's choice. I got it down. Thank you for being part of the show. Overruled, Dakota. So. Okay, so let's rewind a second here. Let's talk about the level we just did. Yeah, he's Space Wizard Makarov's active. I'm barely joking about that. If you didn't hear me rant about Makarov in Modern Warfare 1, I'm not going to repeat myself. By the way, the mission we're about to do is definitely a violence against civilians trigger warning. Yeah, the frickin' aliens up in Stellaris are just like, yeah, we got you, Makarov. Do whatever you gotta do. Okay, I want to invade 2 separate nations. Sorry. 2 separate continents at the same time. Done! It's no Russian. If you don't know what no Russian is, you will in a minute. Sorry, I'm debating something. See, you understand, Robbie. You understand. Madman Robbie, excuse me. I have never... I'll talk about it. I talked about that during the lore run. I'll talk about it again. I have never pulled the trigger on this mission, and I never will. I tried once, very first time. Didn't manage it. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised by that, man. Robbie, really. actually, this is railroading. I played this game when it came out, Reggie. Yes, Orkana, you're the only one who is a complete monster. Now, well, we just saw it a little bit, Jay Palmer. It's not as bad as later Call of Duty games, but we could see the beginning of the railroading problem here. In later Call of Duties, if you do an action sequence in the wrong way, it actually prevents you from doing it, usually with invisible walls. We've demonstrated this before on camera. In this game, it's not that bad, so it's probably only one negative, as opposed to, say, later games, which would be 2 or 3 or more. But I wanted to jot that down while I was thinking about it. So, I don't even know where to begin with this. I suppose I'm just going to be brief, because I've already covered this game twice before. And, I also like how Huthor has been completely uninvolved with the stream for the last, hour or so. This is an unpleasant mission. It is done well, in my opinion, and it is done to good effect because of various reasons I'm not going to bore you with right now. I also think that they made absolutely the right call because there are actually 2 separate ways in order to not participate in this mission, to not force the player to be complicit. Number 1, there's an option when you start the game, which we already showcased earlier, that says, hey, do you want to just skip that? If you do, you skip right to the actual mission, which happens after the slaughter. The second thing is what we're about to do. We're not going to pull the trigger. We're not going to become part of what's about to happen. The reason I bring this up is because this is pretty much the exact thing that Spec Ops: The Line got wrong. Because what Spec Ops: The Line did was not only did it force you, force you to participate in something stupid, but it didn't design that well. It was actually bad railroading. So first, it forces the player to do something horrible, and then second, it also, on top of that, did it really badly. So it was 2 separate negatives baked into one there. And I only point that out because when we were covering Spec Ops: The Lines, I specifically brought up this mission. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Spec Ops didn't force me. I could have stopped playing the game, and I'm never going to stop making fun of that stupid goddamn quote. Oh yeah, sorry, third negative is the game judged me and made me out to be a monster for doing the thing it forced me to do badly. Sorry, 3 things wrong with Spec Ops: The Line. Hate that game. But it's okay, the only reason I hate that game is because I'm American. I got those quotes several times, by the way.
Snowmobile. Remember, no Russian.
Yeah, that was Makarov who was talking to us just now, Jay Palmer. Oh, Yuri? Yuri's here in lore, but I don't know if he's here in the remaster, because he sure wasn't in the original. Looks like there is no Yuri here. Because, you know, Yuri was a gigantic retcon, just like Makarov was. I'm not trying to sound like I'm complaining, because I super am not. But this is a lot less civilians than used to be in this level. I'll give you that one, Blue F. Alex. It's the you're supposed to die at the right time, not earlier. That's that railroading problem I actually mentioned earlier, and have already given a negative for. Yeah, no, this floor used to be covered in bodies. It was bad. Notice the usage of music. I'm sorry to keep talking about this, but they deliberately go out of their way to have... They're actually not shooting a lot of civilians, too, which is also good. They have just a really low beat going for the music. Like, listen to it for a second. Yeah, this is not heroic music. It's not even sad music. If they went with the music, I think it would actually detract from the scene. No. Instead, it's a low, recurrent beat. It's a tension. It's a tension beat. That's all it is. And that's all it's conveying. But it's not repeating. If you really listen, I know it's really hard to hear under all this, but if you really listen to it, it's actually a tune. It's just very, very quietly, very, very slowly moving through its melody as one quiet little beat. It's exactly what it needs to be for this situation. Yeah, it's kind of like Doom music. You think it's repeating, but it's actually not. I mean, that's because it does, Huthor. I'm okay with it because I think it's done properly. You know me. I don't care if you're going for shock. I don't care if you do it right. I'm going to make a point of saying we are officially at the point where the trigger warning is over. We're just going back to a regular mission at this point.
Right on time. Check your weapons and ammo.
They had to not speak in Russian, Mike Romano, because they're framing the U.S., which is...
Haven't we all?
Something. How much that should succeed or not, that's a little more debatable. But it's never really bothered me. Thank you, Taquita. It's never really bothered me that this succeeds as well as it does. Partially, hey, thank you, Hector Anthem. Partially because people in real life, I know, that's a terrible excuse, but people tend to think more emotionally first and logically second. Right? So people reacting? Yeah, okay, I can buy that. There's actually another reason this makes sense, though, and it's not a pleasant thing to think about, and it's what I pointed out during the lore run. The Russian forces were already planning an invasion of the United States. We already showed that. We've actually already done the mission that establishes that. So... This just became an excuse. So here's a little tidbit they don't make very clear in the narrative, but is true. The ultranationalists won the Civil War. The current Russian leadership are members of the ultranationalist camp. Hence why they're already planning an invasion of the United States. Now, the current leader of the ultranationalists are less extreme than Makarov's camp. The whole reason Makarov was pushing against the current government is because he thought the current government, which used to be a faction he was part of, was not going far enough. The current government then uses Makarov's attack here, which, let's be honest, they probably knew was him, as the casus belli to launch the attack they were already setting up and prepping the logistics for. It all actually lines up pretty well if you think about it, if you ignore 3, because 3 throws all this out the window. Another reason I spit venom on that game. They ruined a perfectly well-written plot. It's not something that happens very often. Nice. Well, that's pleasant. Does Makarov know? Well, that's a good question. At this point, I would say Makarov... I would say Makarov probably wasn't aware of what the Russian military was doing. Excuse me, the ultranationalist military. But... in Modern Warfare 3, Makarov was not only aware of it, he was the one planning the invasion. Space and Time Wizard. Yeah, this section is actually a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. First time I played this on hard. I actually have beaten Modern Warfare 2 on hard. On veteran, excuse me. The first time I played through, after the section we just did, I wasn't expecting a hard level. What I know. Not really, Huthor, especially since we know with total certainty that... Spoiler, 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 spoiler. And I hate to point this out, but that invasion of the United States was pushed back with relative ease in 5 days, Huthor. That's not in 3, that's in 2. 3 actually retcons that a bit. What are you shooting at? What are you shooting? Why are you shooting the plane? What'd that plane do to you, buddy? Hey! Hey!
Moving! Go, go,
30
go!
seconds. Go.
Moving!
I mean, thank you, Dusterly. Honestly, Huthor, and I hate to say this, because I'm an idiot who has no idea what I'm talking about, but for me, them getting as far as they did with a deliberately allowed surprise attack makes perfect sense.
Hallway clear. Hold your fire.
Ну, шевелитесь. Get in.
Oh god, that's Yuri, isn't it? Nope, that's not Yuri.
Message to this attack, Makarov.
That was no message. This is a message.
The Americans thought he could deceive us. When they find that body, all of Russia will cry for war.
Sorry, Alan. Yeah, I noticed the voice changed from friendly to hostile. It's a nice little touch. Yes, Tim. I mean, I would.
The Russians ain't gonna let this massacre go unanswered. It's gonna get bloody.
Too right, mate. Now in the eyes of the world, they're the victims. No one's gonna say a word when the Russians club every American they can reach.
Makarov was one move ahead. Now he's left thousands of bodies at the feet of an American.
We're the only ones who know it was Makarov's up. Our credibility died with Allen. We need proof.
Follow the shell.
Oh, there's always Hollywood logic in these games, Huthor, and I don't disagree with that. I just find it believable, and you don't, so...
Rojas.
That's where we're at.
Never heard of him, sir.
You know him as Alex the Red. He supplied the assault.
One bullet to unleash the fury of a whole nation. Which means that...
He's our ticket to Makarov.
Shepard told him. Plutonia. So, Brazil. Also known as Gold Tech. As a reminder, you can put that towards up to 3 things.
Ghost, the plates are a match.
Copy. Any saw...
This is going to go hot very quickly, so we're just going to pause that. Thank you, Gold Tech. Olymp has fallen. Isn't that exactly like 3 other films that came out almost at the same time? I remember that being a joke for a while there. We'll cover that later, Luis. See you around, Blow Up, Alex. Have a good one. And Expanse, Stream of Nations. Yeah, there were like several... Oh my god, they've invaded the White House movies, like back to back. It was weird. It was like the Armageddon... what was the other one? Failure 1. God, what was the name of the other film? I actually saw both of them in the theaters. Can't think of the name of it right now. The 2 Meteor movies that came out like right next to each other back in the 90s at this point. Deep Impact, thank you. I've seen both films. I just couldn't remember the name of the other one, which I guess says something. Possibly not, Jay Palmer. Then again, he probably wouldn't have been escalated quite as quickly. So. A game I wish will get a sequel? Wait, a game that will get a sequel that I wish won't. I don't think I can think of such a thing. The only scene I remember in Deep Impact is the spoiler scene with the tidal wave, and that's all I'm going to say about that. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Mass Effect, we'll see. Mass Effect 4 might eventually, well, we'll get a sequel, and we'll see. We'll see. That's where that's at. Bloodborne does not need a sequel. No, Bloodborne needs a proper PC port. That's what Bloodborne needs. You knew the scene, Uthor, didn't you? You knew the scene. They do a good job of showcasing it, too. That's why it's so damn scary, because those things move fast. Holy crap. Why would Death Stranding get a sequel? Knowing the lore of that series, that game, excuse me, why would Death Stranding get a sequel? I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who hasn't played Death Stranding, but huh? What? All right. Sorry, I'm trying to type up my thoughts here. Having trouble concentrating today for some reason. It's funny, I actually woke up early, got a lot of work on the rewrite done. Tons of lines processed. Because it sold well. You know, it says a lot about me that I don't consider that to be an acceptable answer to that question. Oh, sorry, Death Stranding is vetoed. Bam! Okay, we're done. Whew. Got in there before someone donated towards it. I do not want to play that game. Do not make me play that game. It's going to be me grousing about how much I hate the game the entire time. It's not going to be fun for everybody. Don't make me play that game. Vetoed. It was technically already... I think it was on the forbidden list, but then we got rid of the forbidden list and replaced it with the veto list. No, I'm super not going to love that game. Like, I feel like I would enjoy the gameplay of Death Stranding. Legitimately. If the mules and the you-know-whats were not in it. Like, get rid of all the supernatural stuff. You can keep the mules. You can keep the mules. So get rid of all the supernatural crap. Get rid of the story entirely. Just eject 100% of the story. And just be wandering around delivering stuff. I'd probably enjoy that, legitimately. It was so engaging as a premise and as watching my friends playing it. I was like, that actually sounds pretty cool. But then there's the story, which is a whole lot of weird gibberish. And it's gross, and it's awful, and I hate it. No thank you. Alright, so. I'm glad other people like it. I really am. We need more enjoyment in the world. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, I heard the same thing. I also hate the story of that game, while we're on the subject. It feels like a trend. I can't explain why I don't like Metal Gear Solid 5 without spoiling. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Favorite thing about R. Diablo? Ooh, that's a tough one. I suppose this is going to sound like such a really selfish, greedy, awful, horrible, evil, no good, very bad thing to say. But it's been nice having tangible proof that I'm a good writer. You know, when I sat down to write the script of the Diablo rewrite, I was surprised at how good it was. I know that sounds so strange, but I have, as I talked about in the Discord, I have spent the better part of 30 years having my closest loved ones and family members and girlfriends constantly tell me in a non-stop barrage how worthless I am, how I can't do anything right, how I'm stupid, how I'm selfish, how I'm always in the way, how I'm a bother. And it's nice to have a little bit of tangible, tactile evidence that that is not true. All right. Yeah, my biological family, as I tend to refer to them nowadays, my Kamano. If I never interacted with any of them again, that would actually be a good thing. Can't quite bring myself to do that. But if I could, I would. Thank you, Remziel. Very, very much for that sub. No, Don Crow. I do not. Always appreciate. If you want to put that sub for up to 3 games and or shows that you'd like for me to cover in the future, you can. Otherwise, I appreciate the support very much. Thank you. Exactly, Huthel. I've broken you. All of the above, Ect. I don't consider a single person I am biologically related to be a part of my actual family. Not one. All right. All right. Let's put this under options. Correct, von Falkenstein. Correct. Yeah, it's weird, Ect. But it makes sense if you really think about it, like if you zoom out the camera. It makes a degree of sense, because we have absolutely no choice whatsoever in our biological family. So who we eventually develop into has nothing to do with who we're born into, right? Now, there's obviously nurture and nature and all that crap, but my point is, when you reach the point, when you reach the specific point in your life, when you are now you, probably mid to late 20s, that's the moment at which you can decide, all right, family coup, yes or no? And who knows? One of the things I tend to point out is that family is chosen may also include biological family. It just doesn't necessarily have to.
Rojas, right-hand man.
Negative. They've stopped twice already, no sign of it. Wait, they stopped again. Stand by. Got a positive ID. Whoever these guys are, they're not happy to see them. Ghost, we have a situation here. Get down! Get down! Getting away! Roach, let's go! Let's go!
Going.
Ghost, a driver's dead. We're on foot. Meet us at the Hotel Rio and cut him off if you can.
Roger, I'm on my way.
All right, sorry, we got to write down something. I just thought of something. What do I call that? Okay, sorry.
He went into the alley.
Non-lethal takedowns only. We need him alive.
Got it. Oh. Yeah, they actually got a Scottish actor this time, Uther. Go figure.
Take the shot. Go for his leg. He's down.
I do have very good actors, too.
Roach, this is going to take some time. Go with Meat and Royce and check out the Favela for any signs of Rojas. That's where this guy is headed.
Let's go.
You gonna be okay in there? Okay, we're gonna just leave you to it then. Yeah, by the way, there's another Hollywoodism. Shoot someone in the leg to disable them.
Me, get these civvies out of here. Roger that.
I don't know if Troy Baker's in this one. That's another person who has a lot of range, by the way. He's done some roles I didn't know were him until I looked it up. So this is a fun level. Anybody who's played the multiplayer probably recognizes it. This level's mean on multiplayer, too. Yeah, this mission on hard was brutal because they have pretty much all the advantages at the beginning of the mission. There's a lot of them. They don't spawn infinitely. That's gone, so that's not a problem. But there's a lot of them, and they can come at you from a lot of different angles. There's not a lot of safe spaces in this level. This is one of the first missions where I discovered that they didn't spawn infinitely, by the way, because you can just sit here and hold up for quite a while, really, until you have drained their coffers, so to speak. Now, what you may or may not notice is the AI is trying to flank me in certain directions. So, we didn't give an AI plus in Modern Warfare 1, and it was on purpose, but we might give 1 and 2, because they actually designed a proper AI scripting for it. Both your allies and your enemies will try to push you into sneezing. Into going in a certain direction. Rather than just spawning infinite enemies, they'll be like, alright, you know, flank around here, attack from this direction, or try to push from this direction. Either increase threat in a specific spot, or reduce threat in a specific spot, depending on what they're going for. Oh, excuse me. We'll talk about friendly AI when we get to some later missions. Ramirez! And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Royce, give me a sit rep. Over. Lots of militia, but no sign of Rojas over here. Over! Copy that. Keep searching. Let me know if you see him. Aye. Oh, let's go!
Favorite type is, I didn't take that shot. Favorite type of zombie to shoot. Boomer! Hey, Juice. We're gonna try the old Modern Warfare 1 strategy here. Whoops. We're gonna fail at it. Kill that guy. Kill these people. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Pardon me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. You're in my way, you're in my way! Get out of my way! Oh my god! I may die because I couldn't climb over their corpses.
Along the upper levels of the favela. We'll keep him from doubling back on our side. Keep going and cut him off up top. No time for backup. You have to do this on your own. Good luck.
Revenge! No! Immediate consequences of my actions. No! Dogs! Dogs!
Watch the rooftops. We've got a few close calls with RPGs and machine guns positioned up high. Roach, we're taking heavy fire from the militia here, but I'm still tracking Rojas. Run into a building. Ghost, do you see him?
You do not.
A black duffel bag. Tell him to slow him down. Roach, we're keeping him from doubling back. Keep moving to intercept. Go, go!
On it. Kind of failing miserable. Where do you want me to go, game? Hey, where do you want me to go?
Keep going! Rojas is still headed towards your side of the favela. Roach, don't let the militia pin you down for too long. Use your flashbangs on them.
I'm actually lost. Wow.
Talk to me. I'm onto him. He's trying to double back through the alleys below.
Excuse me.
Roger that. Stay on him.
Yeah, I felt like this was the right way. But this door doesn't open. Oh, I'd be lost here in real life, no question. Could you, like, not grenade me, please? Can I go up here? No. Can I go up here? No. Well, okay. Okay. We're gonna try something here. We're gonna kill some people. It's okay, they're just militia. We're shooting at people with guns. Yeah, guide me! Guide me, AI! Towards the people shooting me. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Guide me! Okay, that looked like that was the right way. Okay, cool. Why is there a dead end back there? Okay. Got it. Yes, you did, Lotario.
Keep going! Rojas is still headed towards your Favela! Don't let the militia pin you down for too long! Use your flashbangs on them! I'm on again! Ghost, talk to me! I'm on to him! He's trying to double back through the alleys below! Roger that! Stay on him! He's been shot! I'll go through the Rojas! He's cutting through the market! Roger that! I'm off on the right! He's gonna have no choice but to head west! Taking a lot of fun for the militia! I'm going to have to track you through the market! I'm gonna have to find another way round!
Damn it. Another dead end. Why are there so many dead ends? God.
Be advised. I'm about half a clinging to the market. I can see Rojas running across the rooftop on the right side.
Oh, Jesus.
Corralling is close to the other side of the hill. Keep an eye out for Rojas. He's still making his way across the rooftops. I'm spotting Rojas. He's making a run for it. Good shoot. We need him alive and unharmed.
I'm trying to take one of you alive. Stop making this difficult. And we're dead. I didn't even see who shot me. Oh, this level. My gosh. Yeah, I'm going to steal the PS5 while I'm here. Call of Duty 1, have not played it. United Offensive, have not played that either. Oh god, I'm back here. I didn't realize where I was. Ahem. Let's try this again. My bullets give life. I've played Tor. I know how this works. I was a healer bounty hunter. It's fun. You should try it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, hang on. Let's be a little patient about this. Go over here. Why did that roll over here? I was like, okay, I'll just walk away from... Why is it getting closer? And by that point, it was too late. I was dead. Like, there was no winning that. As soon as I started moving, I was dead. So I just kind of committed to it. That's something I learned pretty early. If you start running towards a grenade, you're dead. So... if you're lucky, you might be able to get far enough away, and if you're not, then you're already dead, so whatever. You done here? Damn it! We're gonna be here in a minute. There's a lot of targets in a lot of directions. They can kill me in about 4 hits. God, it doesn't have a timer failure mechanic. Could you imagine that?
Roger that! Stay on him!
Jesus! Yeah, flashbang's a little bit different than sunlight. Like, a lot different. What do I look like? Makarov? I don't have any spells. No, if I had ever been flashbanged in real life, I probably wouldn't be able to see. Like, in general. Never mind to be able to do video games. Granted, my vision is not the best, but, you know. I mean, I could mistake you for understanding. Shoot! 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 You stupid game! God damn, I almost died there because I was just like, hang on. Let me finish crawling up the ladder. Can't pull out the thing yet. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Everything's in its own time. Oh, Jesus. That's probably death. Okay, we're okay. The ladders, it's Bloodborne all over again. Working on it. You gotta give me a minute, okay? You gotta give me a minute.
We know the area well, but we can trap him up here. Don't stop, no!
But could you tell me to stop run? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know I'm low on ammo. I know. I'm actually out of ammo. Oh yeah, an AK. That's exactly what I need in this situation. Oh, Jesus, I'm stuck on something. What? Ugh. Let's chill here for just a second. I'm gonna tell you shooting at me. On fire. I've got, give me a minute, okay? Can you give me a minute? Just gonna hang back here for a minute. Everything's fine, everything's fine. I mean, this level is memorable, possibly for all the wrong reasons. Oh, thank God. Okay. Live and unharmed. Yeah, I can do that. I will heal you with my bullets. Oh wait, these aren't the healing bullets. These are the AK bullets. Crap. Then I will kill you with your own guns. Look, I don't have a healing shiv on me. You're gonna have to make do. You're gonna have to make do. Cool. Well, that answers me. How about now? I'll take the fall. Shoot, shoot, shoot. I hear you. Where are you?
No, he's not! Okay, we got eyes on Rojas. Wait! He's headed back towards you! Nice! Making some ghost! I'm going far right!
I'm never visiting Brazil, just so you know. Ever. I think I know where I am. Yep.
No, he's not!
That was my own grenade, yes. Threw it at a dude's face, it went right through him, and kept going. And by that point I was already committed, and we've already talked about that.
No, he's not.
He's fine, he's fine.
Front runner, this is Bravo 6. We've got the package. I repeat, we have got the package.
Command, ready for dust-off. Send the chopper. Coordinates to follow. Bollocks! The skies are clear. Send the chopper now! Command's got their head up their ass. We're on our own.
Oh no. We're not getting the support from Shepard we should. There's a question, was that a really bad level or a really good level? Honestly, it's kind of both. It's a good showcasing of the new AI, which I already mentioned earlier.
San Bravo, we're reading 70 bogeys in your sector. Please verify.
I should shut up for this.
Very funny, Station. That's a big negative, over.
Yeah, might be a glitch in one of the ACS modules.
San Bravo, be advised, running diagnostics to scan for malfunction.
The skies are clear, Station. You've got yourself some phantom dots. Over.
Zulu X-Ray 6, signs in your sector of some 100 bogeys. Please advise.
Negatory, Station. Scope is clear. I don't know what to tell you. Solar interference, heavy sunspot activity today.
Sierra Delta, we may have a minor ACS fault here. Do you have anything on your scope?
They're everywhere!
Sierra Delta, repeat.
I'm looking at fighter jets over I-95! How the hell did they get through?
Stand by, attempting to contact the nearest unit in that sector.
I read you. This is 1st Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment. Sergeant Foley, acting commander of Hunter 2-1. Do you copy? Over.
All stations be advised. Satellite surveillance has been disabled. SOSUS and paid pause arrays are inoperative at this time.
Now, what just happened is extraordinarily impossible. I just kind of don't care. Because that's an awesome sequence. Like, legitimate chills, even now. Even the voice acting was perfect. You notice how he started his tone. We're seeing a bunch of bogeys in your area. Please advise. Like, there's some confusion there. Like, nope, there's nothing. And then there's just this little, just a tiny bit of a sigh. Just, we're seeing some bogeys in your area. Please advise. Nope. All right, we're dealing with some kind of air shoe. What's going on in your area? Over. We're everywhere. And then no hesitation, no nothing. Please advise. Please repeat. Over. And just gets right into go mode. Wonderful voice acting. Wonderful voice acting. One second. I got a sub in the middle of that. Yeah, just right into it. And immediately starts. It's something that I don't see in fiction as much as I probably should. It's when a professional acts like a professional when stuff gets real, right? That is a surprisingly rare interaction. Thank you, Wraith. I will put that towards the Alan Wake block, Resident Evil 8, and Guild Wars 2. Much obliged. I know, Madman Robbie. It's weird. By the way, I'm glad I was able to help with your surgery. I do hope it went well. Yeah, the problem is this is 1 note when in fact it should be like 15 note. I still love it. I'm sorry. I still love that scene. So there's actually an even better moment coming up soon, but I'm going to stay shut up about that. Wisdom teeth. Yeah, yeah. I'm going to pause for a second because I've talked about this before, but I want to repeat it. I don't know how many people care about this sequence in the same way that I'm about to mention, but I've heard from many people who played this section that one of the things that made the United States missions hit so hard for them, there's actually only two, of which this is the first. What made it hit so hard for them was because they were looking around a place that they lived in. Not literally, of course, but it looked a lot like their literal neighborhood, which was, of course, the point.
Where's the air support? Counter battery fire is unable to engage.
Like I was someplace like this yesterday. You know what I mean?
We are cut off. I repeat, we are cut off. We got a BTR. Get out! Get out!
Team, let's go! Let's go!
You should be dead. Get that out of the way.
Overlord.
Oh, absolutely, Mad Robbie. That is a consistent trend and has been for centuries.
All air support is already engaged. Additional ground support is en route to your position, but has encountered heavy resistance. Over.
Roger that, Overlord.
I was gonna say, it's a suburb. That's all it is.
Overlord copies all. Good
Good
luck.
for bad.
Out.
Sarge, did HQ just tell us to go F ourselves?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Make it happen.
I got a fix on Raptor. 300 meters to the east. Hold your fire. Don't engage that BTR. They haven't acquired us.
We don't want to mess with that yet.
Hang right. Stay behind it.
I wouldn't, and did he?
I got a visual on the smoke coming from the crash site. That's where Raptor went down.
I mean,
Ramirez, use your smoke grenades. John, Morgan, cover him.
there have been invasions on U.S. soil. They're surprisingly rare. I believe that was one of the things the writers were specifically going for. Was, holy crap. U.S. invaded.
Use the cover of the smoke to run past the BTR into the alley.
Okay, bull crap.
Ramirez, come to the alley.
Working on it. Working on it. Considering the military is the ultranationalist military, that's why they operate the way they do. Like it or not, they are still the faceless mooks they were in the last game. Because they're literally the same faction. Bullcrap. Alright, where are we at? Where are we at?
BTR into the alley. Cover me. Ramirez.
Oh, by the way, you can... I don't know about what the lawyer joke was. I didn't get a chance to read that in full. God damn it. But go ahead and leave in the hentai thing. I even remember the hentai in question, because it's the only hentai I've ever read.
BTR into the alley.
Of course, J. Paul. No. No. Not only do I know Kamarov isn't involved, but there's no way someone that much of a bro would be doing this. No way. Kamarov's in Modern Warfare 3. But we all know how canon that is.
Tango near the dumpster.
Got eyes on target.
Incoming. Truck 12 o'clock.
Kamarov, Makarov, I knew it!
Target 11 o'clock.
Target in the open!
I always feel bad when we blow up stuff like cars in fiction. You know how expensive a car is? I've actually talked about that before. They're out of ice cream! The ultranationalists stole the ice cream! Alright. Gloves off.
On me! Go, go, go!
I don't want to interact with that.
Give me a sit rep. Where's Raptor? We moved her to the meat locker. Practically bulletproof. What's his status? He's still unconscious. You got a medic? Corporal Dunn, check it out. What else? We got a supply drop on the roof with an M5 sentry gun. Ramirez, get to the roof and check out the supply drop.
Do I have to do everything? You know what? Let me withdraw that question.
Cover me!
So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This invasion is massive incompetency by both sides.
Air support.
Heads up, ladies.
Just acknowledging the truth of it. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Where are we defending from? I don't even hear.
I don't have a shot.
Is it west? I guess this is south, actually.
He's coming from the south.
No, don't. Use the. Oh, it's automatic.
Cover their advance.
Tango's on the roof behind us.
This is Hunter 2-1 actual. Switch to thermal optics if you got them.
I was about to say, hang on. I can deal with that. Boop. 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 Boop.
Hostile taking cover on the roof of the rest town.
We've got to defend the Burger Town. I'm kind of glad this isn't Burger King or something similar. That would actually irritate me. I mean, more than it already does.
Cover me! Incoming! North side!
Roger that! Contact! Hostiles on the roof! Inside.
I don't like product placement. I understand why it exists. But I'd rather have Taco to go than Taco Bell. You know what I mean?
Squad! Hostiles on the roof! Turn around!
They're laying down smoke screens to the north!
Coming. Oh, God. Like, I understand why sponsorship exists. That doesn't prevent it from irritating me. Yeah, go ahead and enter that door right there.
Inside our perimeter!
Target on the roof, stay! Looks like Ivan's had enough. Corporal Dunn, give me a sit rep on Raptor. Over. Raptor is secure and stable. Roger that. Everyone, check your weapons and ammo. They'll be back. 2-1 Delta, be advised. 2 BTRs coming in from the north. Roger that. What the hell was that? Get down off the roof now!
You're the man. When Keith David says something, you follow.
operator remote piloting those missiles. He's inside that diner to the west, over.
Ramirez, get over there and kill that SOB. I'm sending part of the squad to help you out. Go.
Yes, sir. I mean, I would go so far as to say that product placement has always failed on me. But, I mean, I learned about product placement and advertising when I was in school, so, like, as a class. So I probably have a little bit of a different perspective on it. And that's anecdotal anyways. I have not, J. Palmer. Thank God for that. Then I'd have to say no. What did Wayne's World do directly? I mean, I remember the scene, but what specific thing got you? I would, but I can't. Howdy, howdy.
Good effect on target. That's a kill. One more to go. Tango incoming. Ramirez, neutralize that enemy armor.
Yes, sir.
Roger, tracking.
Just win the war here.
Contact, 1 o'clock. Changing back.
No, I remember the scene directly. I was just wondering, was it Pizza Hut? Was it the Coke? Like, they had a whole shtick about that. I remember it. 'Cause I've seen that movie before.
Five plus confirmed kills. Nice work, Hunter 2-1.
Friendly fire! Friendly fire!
Nice work, team. Regroup over here.
Now, while we've got this, I mean, you know, just while it's here.
Ramirez, regroup in the restaurant.
Just hang on. Give me a second. I'll be right with you. I like to call that screw that guy in particular.
Nice work, team. Regroup over here.
That's a direct hit, Hunter 2-1. Keep up the fire.
Oh, they're all dead. Cancel. Cancel? Well, okay, fine. We can't cancel. So instead...
He's down.
Ramirez, regroup in the restaurant.
Coming. God, Dad.
Enemy fast movers! Take cover!
Well,
You still there?
Roger that. Everyone, listen up. New plan. Ramirez, take your team and secure the Burger Town. We're going to move Raptor over there. This location has been compromised. Everyone else, listen up. We're moving Raptor ASAP. Stack up by the south entrance of Nate's. We need to get the hell out of this building before those fast movers make another pass.
okay, Raptor will be fine. Whoever they are. Jesus. Sorry.
Squad, be advised. We're going to move Raptor from Nate's to the Burger Town as a group.
You're on, Tim.
On three!
Hostiles at Taco Bell! I mean, that's just a Tuesday, really.
Go, go, go! Let's go! Let's go!
Well, it's a dude in a suit, so obviously he's more valuable than we are.
Tango down. Army one. I've made it to the Burgertown meat locker. Raptor is inside and secure. The door is shut. You guys keep Ivan out. Friendly convoy is off tonight. Hunter 2-1, relay from Goliath 2. Enemy reinforcements approaching from the west. Over. Rivers! We got hostiles. Use your predator drone control ring to protect Raptor.
I mean, if you insist.
Hunter 2-1, that's another 5+ confirmed. Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord Actual. We're seeing a large group of enemy reinforcements to your north. Over. Oh man, that's at least 10 more confirms, Hunter 2-1. Good shooting.
I actually do enjoy Taco Bell, but I've noticed I have to be picky about what I get there. Like, have you noticed they brought back the Mexican pizza, but it literally tastes wrong now? Like, did you catch that?
Hunter 2-1, 15+ tangos approaching near the diner to the west. Over. Be advised! The Predator is offline! I repeat!
Gotta use it while you got it. Exploit early, exploit often. Or die. Both are acceptable. Oh man, get the right carbs. I want that! Look at that! Bacon, jalapenos, chili peppers. Oh. Make it happen. See you over there. Not sure where they're at. Coming. Sorry. I had blood in my eyes. Literally, I suppose. Nobody turned it off! Oh, Thor, what do you want from them? They had other things on their mind.
Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord. We got a visual on a pair of enemy attack helicopters headed for you.
What?
Copy, Overlord. Take down that helicopter. Go!
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure.
Team, I saw a Stinger missile in that diner to the west.
Come on. I'm gonna only try it once. Nope. Nope. You know, if I was a stupid YouTuber, and I am neither stupid nor a YouTuber, I would do this whole analysis video on how this game is trying to send a message because the evil Russian army is attacking from Taco Bell in order to defend the proud American Burger King. But thankfully, I'm neither stupid nor a YouTuber. Where are you at, boy? Come on.
I saw a couple of Stingers on the roof of Gates. Nice work. That heli is down.
Where? Up there, I can hear the damn thing.
Hunter 2-1, be advised, 15+ enemy foot mobiles approaching north of...
Do we have drone coverage again, please? No? Okay. Okay.
Hunter 2-1, relay Charlie from Goliath 1. You got an enemy helicopter loaded for bear approaching your area. Over.
Eyes up! Enemy gunship coming in hot!
The second helo just showed up. Take it down!
Yes, sir, I suppose.
Hey, I saw a couple of stingers on the roof of Dates.
I already said that. That's why I'm over here. Provisionally, Evo. Provisionally. Oh my god, they're sending Soviet attack bears. By the way, one of the best units in Red Alert 3. Not the most useful. Just the best. Metal Gear Solid this a little bit.
Nice work.
Oh, bull crap! Come on! So would that make Subway like...
Loaded for bear approaching your area.
Did I just hear anime helicopter? Because I swear that's what I just heard. Anyways, so would that make Subway Canada, Savacom?
Hey, I saw a couple of stingers on the roof of Dates.
Oh, I remember that mission, Plutonian. I've actually done all 3 of those campaigns because that game is awesome by memory. Easily my favorite Red Alert game. Where is this guy? Oh, they're there too. Hey, could you not, please? Like, please? Please? Thank you. Sure?
Nice work. That heli is down.
Oh man, screw KFC. I get better fried chicken at Publix. Literally. Well, every time Mr. Red's like, I want to go get KFC, I'm like, why? Then I remember he lives in another country.
The convoy's here. Everyone on me. We're getting the hell out of here. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, you want some soggy, crispy chicken?
Ramirez, the convoy is just to the south of Bergetown. Get your ass over here.
I'm coming. I'm being attacked by Russians. Come on. I know. What else is doing these games?
Convoy, let's go.
Hunter 2-1, this is Overlord. Give me a sit rep, over.
Overlord, Hunter 2-1, be advised. Precious cargo is secure. Repeat, precious cargo is secure. For Oscar Mike.
Overlord copies all. Good job. Out.
Depends on my mood, Drunk Lord.
We still got 2,000 civvies in Arcadia. If you got a family there, it's your lucky day. We're gonna go save their lives.
Now that we've saved the one dude in a suit, we can go save the civilians. And the Whoppers. We secured the Whoppers. Yeah, fiction switched from Nazis to Russians and briefly dallianced with Middle Easterns. Very vague on purpose. I mean, hell, even Russians is kind of an inaccurate term, really. Like saying Americans. Oh yeah, we had Chinese for a bit, too. Oh, this is a good one.
I can't get anyone on the home.
War has been drawn to the shores of the United States.
Troops already stretched to the breaking point.
Yeah, we all know the Middle East is just one people, right?
The Russians must have copied the ACS module. Got the key to every lock in America.
Not how that works.
1,000 Americans for every dead civilian in Moscow. Looks like we're all out of friends.
Have been harassed or denied.
I know a guy. Let's find a payphone, if they still exist.
All we got out of Rojas is that the only guy Makarov hates worse than Americans is locked up in a gulag.
That's all we've got. If this con's the bait to catch that psychopath, let's hang him from a tree.
What is it? Received pronunciation, I think, is the evil British one. I I think that's what it's called. All right. Yeah, it's okay. I know a guy. It's okay. It's Nikolai. Nikolai's cool. He can get a pass. It's okay. In Modern Warfare 3, they invade the country of Europe. I mean, I'm not even kidding about that one. There we go. Nope, nope. There's just the country of Europe, Savicon. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, Majakarov. Magic. No, it's what I figured it out. I figured it out. All the writers back in like the 70s were playing a lot of Risk. And they thought that Risk was like a factually realistic board, like a map of the world. And every writer, of course, those were the classic writers of cinema. And so all the writers who came after them learned from them, and it's just been passed down throughout the generations that that's what the world actually looks like. It explains everything. Think about it.
Sir, the militia's closing in. Almost 200 of them.
Oh, this level.
We're gonna have to fight our way to the LZ.
Okay, I'm gonna die a lot on this level. It's okay. It's Brazil. Which is also a very small area. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna die a lot here.
Nikolai, we're at the top of the favela, surrounded by militia. Bring the chopper to the market. Do you copy? Over.
Okay, my friend, I am on the way.
Everyone get ready. Lock and load.
Yep, the town of Brazil. That's where I'm at. I will freely admit I can't point to every country on the map. I will absolutely admit to that. But, like, come on. 5 seconds of Google. You know what I mean? Just 5 seconds of Google. There's no debating this anymore.
Contact! Fort Mobo's on the rooftop! Closing in fast!
Tango's moving in low from the southeast!
See him!
In all honesty, when it comes to writing, I tend to prefer making up my own little cultures and subcultures and stuff like that, because, frankly, there's a couple billion of them, barely exaggerating, in real life. Like, there's a lot of groups in real life. Like, a lot. And if there's one thing I've been learning over the last several years of research, it's that I have no idea how many different cultural groups there are in real life. Like, you look at California. Let's use a really small-scale example, right? You'd think Californians describes one culture, and you'd be extremely wrong. That's one state of one country of one continent. Even we pushed it down to north and south, that doesn't even describe it. Sacramento and Auburn are completely different places. Never mind someplace like Roseville. And if anybody tells you that San Diego and Escondido have the exact same type of people in them, you're going to get a raised eyebrow. In fact, San Diego by itself actually has multiple districts in it. More on the subject. So yeah, the Planet of Hats thing, like most fictional tropes, doesn't bother me that much. It's when you overdo it that it bothers me, or when you do it badly. All you need to do is periodically show that there's a Klingon who doesn't like killing things in honor. Okay, that's that's not true. But if you put some real work and effort into it, then hey, put real work and effort into it, and I'm okay with it. I mean, I use the Klingons as an example because A, Ross is in the chat, B, Savicom just said it, and C, we actually see quite a few Klingons that are not the prototypical Vulcan, or, excuse me, prototypical Klingons. They're also not typical Vulcans, but that's neither here nor there. Oh yeah, Texans, there's another one. I will always remember the Krogan poet. I know he was just one dude, but I always remember the Krogan poet. You know what I remember most about the Krogan poet? And I mean this. It's not the terrible poetry. It's what the his girlfriend slash fiance said about him. He was talking about having lots of children with her. Of course a Krogan would care about that. And then she informed him it doesn't work that way. They'd be sorry. And he paused for a second and said he'd love them anyways. That stuck with me. That stuck with me.
Copy! Let's go! Let's go! We're gonna push through these streets to the market!
I was gonna say, that feels like a... Wait, what if... Well, remember you can put it towards up to 3 things, Dream Whisperer. Whoop! You don't have to shoot me over it, Dream Whisperer. Jesus. You don't have to shoot my buddy up there either. Grenade.
Target in the open!
Hang on, I'm gonna tell a joke about rocks. They're all about rocks. See, if we ever did an MLP rewrite, there's an idea. I'd have to voice mod, and I can't do that. God. Do we have enough voice actresses to do an MLP rewrite? Fun fact, Savicom. So I was driving home, and while I was driving home, I was debating the age of the main characters of FF3. And hang on, let me voice a female voice. Behold, I say unto you that I like things that are female-liked by females. Behold. I was thinking about the age of the FF3 protagonists. Oh, bye. You got it, Dream Whisperer. Give me 1 second. See you around, Act. Dishonored 2, StarCraft, Block, and Patchwalker. You got it. Ironically, and there's no recrimination or negativity here, I have been accused / questioned over my lifetime of being either, like, homosexual or female or neither. Many times. Now, none of those are true. I am a guy. But I find it interesting because the reason for that is because, as you just pointed out, I tend to like a great variety of things. Things that are not, typical guy things to like. Shrug. I know I'm not alone in that, but it's amusing how often I tend to get that. It doesn't really happen nowadays, but oh man, in college and school. We done here? Anyway, so I was thinking about the age of the FF3 protagonists. I started thinking about whether or not I should actually keep them as kids. Now, obviously there's the voice acting problem, but I started thinking, you know what? We've totally got voice actors who can handle it, right? The question became whether or not I would be capable of writing 4 10-year-olds. That's what I did. Because I actually asked... What? I don't have a drill. I'm going home to get a job with a drill. I've asked myself, do I have the ability to write 10-year-olds? So I asked my niece, who's 10, to tell me how she would act in certain scenarios. And I started picturing, because I know her quite well, how she would act in several scenarios. And then I decided to not make them 10. They're 20. They're early 20s. The end. Yeah, no, it didn't work for just about every scene I thought about. For different reasons, too. That's the funny part. Hey, maybe you want to not be where you are. I warned him. See, I do want to someday write for children because I know how challenging it is. In fact, it's something I make fun of writers for all the time. Because most writers write children as small adults. You know, word choice and sentence structure and emotional reactions, all that stuff. They just write them like they're adults because most people don't know how to write kids. But I don't think I'll use FF3 as my tutorial for writing kids. I mean, you could call it the Wesley Crusher problem, but honestly, there's hundreds of examples. Hundreds of examples of people who are kids who are totally not kids. Look, Casper the Genocidal Ghost, you see, if we ever do the Mass Effect rewrite, we're going to have to include Casper the Genocidal Ghost somewhere, right? As a reference. And there's got to be a scene where the kid's like, hello. And then I'm just going to take the architect's speech and copy-paste it over. Just to throw some double shade on that one. No, I think, ironically, FF8's cast needs to be that young. They are literally children soldiers. It's one of the main narrative points that the game itself barely emphasizes. But it is a narrative point that they should have, right? I wouldn't change that. I won't change that in the FF8 rewrite. Hey, Panka. Pumpernickel. That's not the first pumpernickel I've heard today, I gotta tell you. I'm actually really happy about that. I really am. Sorry for being so cautious. I remember this exact street. In fact, if you remember, we died here several times during the lore run, because this street is mean. So I'm being a little bit slow and a little bit more cautious than my usual. Mainly because I'm still getting flanked. These days, having played through this level so many times, my usual approach for this street is to just kill all of them. Just drain the coffers and hold up until there are no more enemies on the field. Then move forward, spawn a few more, and keep the process going. The Brazil missions are unironically very mean. They're probably the hardest missions on Veteran, I'd say. Really. Okay. You. Spawn. Feel this coming. Oh god, yeah, the spec op missions in Brazil are just cool. I don't have a shot! What are the guns we got lying around here? I agree, Evo. It's appropriate. I mean, I think the guy had pretty hair too, so what the hell do I know? I wouldn't mind having hair like that.
Roger that, I see Squad! Spread out and capture the market! Move!
So, I'm going to explain one of the reasons I love this mission and how brutal it is. Because, I don't know about other people, but I tend to track targets based on movement. That's usually how I can tell there's something to shoot at. Especially in a game which is this dirty and you know, hard to see, right? Like, there's no outlines, there's no name. There's just see the target and recognize that that's a target, not a friendly, right? So I use motion. Look at how much motion's on the screen right now. Just at a glance. Some of those are enemies. Now, you can make some of that motion stop. It's okay, they were just going to KFC. Uh-oh, it's even more hair. I knew it, Evo. See, now I have a little bit easier time of seeing, because there's no movement.
Contacts above us at 11 o'clock. Firing blind.
I cannot believe I missed that guy. Backing off, backing off. Sorry. The chickens were always working from Makarov. God, would make weirdly amount of sense. For Makarov, I mean. No, I could see you with long hair, Eva. And not just because I'm psychic. He's fine, Jay Palmer. They specifically say they're just going to leave him to the streets. So, I'm sure he'll enjoy that experience.
Watch out! Got a guy with a shotgun in the alley! Can I have target?
Oh, I love long hair. I can't wait to have long hair again. That will be a day of remembrance. I'll probably make a new holiday out of it, because I am just egotistical enough to be able to make holidays like that. In my defense, I've only made one so far. It's unlike the previous Brazil mission. I actually love that Brazil mission. It's all the right kinds of tension.
Closing in on the market.
Pick up the pace. Let's go.
But it's Good Tidings Day, of course. I expect everyone in chat to know exactly what that is, because that's definitely a reasonable requirement. Well, not yet, obviously, Madman Robbie. Someday.
We're gonna get to the rooftops. This way.
Yep, there's definitely shoes on Good Tidings.
My friend, the whole village is trying to kill you.
I mean...
Just get right here, pick us up. We're running out.
I was even thinking, this is going to be funny if I fall here. If you can't remember, the Claymore's pointed at you. Yeah.
The whole village is trying to kill you.
Ah, tell me something I don't know. Just get right here, pick us up. We're running out of rooftop. We can make it. Go.
Deja vu. Nope. Now it gets worse.
Roach! Roach! Wake up! Roach, we can see them from the chopper. They're coming for you, dozens of them. Roach, there's too many of them.
No weapons.
Find your way to the rooftops.
Run!
Roach, we're so far in the area, but I can't see you. You gotta get to the rooftops. Go! The cost is very low! I must leave
Oh, before you ask, it is very easy to screw up this section and die. Before you think this is a can't lose sequence. It absolutely is a losable sequence.
We got him! Get us out of here! Where to, my friend? Just get us to the sub.
There we go. That's... Hello?
Someone turn off that damn TV. My task force is out of the country. I'm commandeering your unit, Sergeant Foley.
Yes, sir. All yours, sir.
I've requisitioned a striker from the 8th Armored.
Honey Badger's a mean bitch, sir.
She'll walk you in. The Russians are burning through our defenses and our intel. Can't let them take this corner.
Just point it out on the map, sir. They won't take it.
Honey Badger does not give a crap. But hold on. Let me jot down some notes before I forget. I'm going to give a negative to story for fuel. They did it once back in Modern Warfare 1, and I was paying attention. But they overplay that excuse way too much in Modern Warfare 2. It shows up constantly as an artificial way to have a timer at the end of the mission. And it's like, guys, come on. There's other reasons to have a timer. We're low on fuel. We're low on fuel. I've only got 30 seconds of fuel. We've only got a minute of fuel. Fuel, fuel, fuel. Like, we've already seen it twice, and we're going to see it, I think, 3 more times. It's ridiculous. Yeah, fuel is tight. I get that. I understand the logistics of fuel, but they way overplay it in this game. We'll see if they completely overplay it, because I'm still thinking about potential future negatives. Remember, anything can be baked out into 3 negatives, or positives, as the case may be. Okay, so hang on. I need to jot down a couple other things really quick here. Let me look at my missions list so I get the right names here. I mean, we're in danger. There's enemies attacking us right now is a perfectly valid reason to be like, hurry up. You don't even need to literally show a timer. Just have an invisible timer. And if you take longer than 30 seconds, one of the RPGs hit. Boom. There goes your helicopter. Mission failed. Done. There are ways to do the timer mechanic without literally saying, we're low on fuel! Over and over again! Anyways. Nope. Okay. I should update the HUD. Forgive me. Did I already? I did not. Exodus.
Hunter 2-1, this is Hunter 2-1 actual. Our evac choppers are taking heavy losses from ground fire. We gotta destroy those AAA positions so they can get the rest of the city down.
Another suburbia area.
Squad, put suppressing fire on that house. Squad, protect the striker. Watch the footballers with RPGs. Get off the street. Squad, put suppressing fire on that house. We got hostiles in the yellow house. Get off the street. Use the houses for cover.
All Hunter units, this is Badger 1. Land target over. Roger, we have a lock. Engage
Squad, they're targeting the striker. Watch for RPGs.
Thanks for the assist.
Get out of the gray house! Squad, we got hostiles in that gray house. Take them out.
Yeah, I do too, Dakota. We'll see what we think of it this time. I mean, urban warfare sucks in general, but that's like all the missions in this entire game. That's not true. Most of the missions in this game. And yeah, a lot of the cover here is what we call deceptive cover. Because it can be shot through. Yeah, urban warfare continues to be hell. Go figure.
All 100 units.
Rick is a cover.
Standing by to engage.
Yeah.
Copy. Targeting infantry at the Grey House.
Thank you. Yeah, cars also explode. It's also... There's another quiet thing about this level that I remember running into as a problem. It's a lot of very small enclosed spaces.
Target area suppressed.
Which is a problem if a grenade gets in a spot you're in. It's actually harder than you'd think to get out of it. I have died to grenades on this level. Just because I was stuck in like a porch like this, right? Honey Badger. Fine, I'm fine. Look, Hollywood knows cars explode. That's just a rule. Cars are basically just bombs. Now you're probably thinking, I mean, everybody knows cars don't explode. So I'm going to tell you a real-life story, okay? There was someone I knew, who I'm not actually going to describe who it is, it doesn't matter. It's not me, before you ask. Who once had their car light on fire while they were out driving. So what they did was they immediately grabbed their child, who was in that car, rushed outside, and waited. They were expecting it to explode. And they just sort of watched it burn.
Solid copy, Badger 1. We're on it out. Take out that sentry gun!
Working on it.
Squad, use your laser designators. Paint targets for the striker.
Can you... Shooting me. Yeah, every car's a Pinto, exactly.
Badger 1 to Hunter 2. Target destroyed.
There's no Keith David here. His name's Anderson. God!
Can't get a shot. It's out of my line of sight.
Yeah, this mission is what I like to call deceptively difficult. There's some obviously difficult missions we've already gone through. Not a lot of people really realize just how hard this mission can be, as for the reasons we already discussed. Listen, if I can't have sex with Keith David, we got a problem.
All Hunter units, this is Badger 1. Lace the target over.
As long as he doesn't, you know, punch me first.
Badger 1 copies. Engaging your target. Badger 1 to Hunter 2. Area suppressed.
Yes, that's Keith David. As Foley, that guy. Sergeant Foley. I mean, it's the Warcraft thing, Evo. Despite the subject material, effort is made to keep it more digestible. Something I appreciate more than I probably should. Well, let's see how the MP5 rates, shall we? Well, let's see. Obviously, I kill Keith David. And then I kill Patrick Stewart. And then I kill Hugh Jackman. Oh, shoot. Picard mind controls me, so that doesn't work. Hugh Jackman, he's fine. He can regenerate. But then, Keith David just looks at me and is like, really? Then he gives this impassioned speech about how he's proud of me as he's dying. I kill myself. But yeah, like, well, me, actually, they try to use their swears more precisely and carefully in this game. There's exactly one swear in the Diablo rewrite, for example. I almost had to voice that character, too. Hey, Seraphim Altaniel. Remember, you put them towards up to 2 additional things at no cost, if you would like to. Yeah, I got 1 F-bomb. Make it count.
I got eyes on target!
Try Striker for a bit. Oh, wow. Free! I mean, it's already common knowledge. It's more the exceptions that don't know.
We just passed the enemy blockade at Checkpoint Lima. Now proceeding into Arcadia. Over.
Roger that. I have new orders for you. This comes down from the top. Over. Your team is to divert to 4677 Brookmere Road after you have eliminated the AAA. Check back with me when you've completed your main objective. Overlord out.
That's true, Yada. She has the exact opposite opinion of cussing that I do. Or I guess the inverse? I think of it as something that should be precisely used. She thinks of it something that should just be normal nomenclature. Oh yeah, that's fun. Jesus. How heavy are these things? APC strikers.
Use your designator. Lay targets for the striker.
I would, but I don't really have it. Alright, I suppose over there.
Solid copy. Engaging infantry.
Yeah, ironically, I don't disagree with my sister, and she doesn't disagree with me.
Badger 1 to Hunter 2. Area suppressed.
We just approach things differently. Well, I officially love this gun. I've actually been liking a lot of guns. If you've been paying attention, I've actually been trying to mix it up a bit to test the kit. Guns are important in games like these. I saw someone coming. 18 tons, Jesus.
All 100 teams. This is Badger 1. Make target. Over.
For a video game, this gun also has decent range, as you can see there. Gotta say it that way, because we all know that's video game logic, but that's whatever. I mean, the reload can be interrupted. As it should be for a shotgun of this style. Love that sound, too. How are we feeling on the viscerality?
Laser designators. Main target for the striker.
Yeah, I think it varies a bit. Scar? Not too shabby. Not great. Not bad. Striker? Yeah, it's good. I don't think we've tried an RPD yet. Sounds like a regular machine gun, not an LMG, but that's okay, I suppose. I think we're at least at 1 positive for viscerality. I don't know, we'll debate that as we go. Whoa, hello. Excuse me, I'm trying out the guns. God, these people. So you shoot me. Oh yeah, I forgot to jot that down. Let's jot down Raspberry Jam. Because Raspberry Jam. Literally have a category for it. I think I've mentioned before, Modern Warfare 1 and 2 are the games that not only gave me that term, but reminded me of how much I hate it. What's funny is I swear it gets worse as the series goes on. No, the original was really bad, Jay Palmer. In fact, I think they've actually toned it down a little bit. Which is just ridiculous. No, the sound, what do they call that? The soundscape is pretty good in general. Alright, we'll be right back. Just taking a moment. Oh, okay, okay.
Artillery inbound.
Ramirez, call artillery on the enemy vehicle.
That's part of viscerality too, just not as much. Raspberry Jam is always bad, 100% of the time. There's no such thing as good Raspberry Jam.
Confirmed. Firing.
Raspberry Jam refers to the jam of a raspberry flavor which is smattered on your screen, so you have difficulty seeing when you're injured. It's a gradient, like most things are, but it's always a bad thing.
Overlord. Hunter 2-1 actual. AAA has been neutralized. We're heading to 4677 Brookmere Road. Interrogative. What exactly are we looking for? Over.
Sergeant Foley, this is General Shepard. Your objective is to extract a high-value individual from a panic room on the 2nd floor of that house.
Yes, sir.
He'll be expecting you. Challenge is Ice Pick. Counterside is Phoenix. Get him out of there and report back to Overlord. Shepard out.
All right. You heard the man. 4677 Brookmere Road. Move!
Yes, that's Admiral Hackett. And yes, that's Captain Anderson. So, time to rescue another civvy. Sorry about the golf course. City Skylines. God, there's a game I'm really looking forward to reviewing. I enjoyed it at vanilla, but I've been looking at some of the DLCs, which we'll be doing all DLCs, obviously, and they've added some really cool stuff. Surprised they're moving into sequel land. Hopefully it's worth a damn. Favorite side quest in Oblivion? I mean, come on, you know what it is. I don't even have to tell you, Dr. Winter. You know exactly what it is right now. The painting. Actually, no, that's my third favorite. Good one, though. Very good. One of my favorites. So, something crashed here, as you can see. The Party Mansion. Bingo. That's the number 1. And the painting is number 3. And the Fighters Guild mission with the Hist is number 2. I've got a bunch of quests I like in Oblivion. That's one of the things that, you know, it makes that game enjoyable for me.
Ice Pick.
Hey. Ice Pick. You know another thing I like about this game? They consistently use...
something's not right here.
I can't remember what they're called. The challenges, right? The calls, you say X, they say Y. They use that several times, and I just... Again, it's such a minor, irrelevant thing, but you'd be amazed how rare it is in fiction. I even pointed it out in Star Trek, TOS, in the one episode ever that they did that. when the guy's impersonating Kirk, and he's like, hey, bring me up. And Scotty says, you got it. Queen to pawn 7. And Kirk's like, fake Kirk is like, what? Like, the one time they used that, and it was actually really appropriate. I'm just sitting there like, why don't you always do that? I use countersigns in real life. I don't know, Madman Robbie. So I wouldn't cheat. Let's start with that. I don't want to cheat on a review. And Daggerfall is a game that would review extremely badly. So I'll tell you what. If I grow my hair out, and thus alive, I'll consider Daggerfall.
Check the panic room. Move!
What's going on in here? Jess, hey, it's the same thing. Huh. So,
no sign of forced entry. Ramirez, get that briefcase. What's left of it.
Amusingly, they never really follow through on this in 2. But you can get some implications here.
Sarge, check out these tats. Not your average trooper,
Huh. Get a couple of photos for G2, and check the bodies for intel.
Modern Warfare 3 is a garbage fire, so...
Overlord. The HBI is dead.
High-valued individual, by the way. So... this should now be... Yep. So we've been very action-y for the last several last several missions. There's been some breather moments, good pacing.
Seems we're headed the wrong direction, sir. Shouldn't we be coming back to the fight?
Plenty of fight to go around, McTavish. Glad you made it out of South America. You're meeting up with a...
Yeah, thanks for the help with that.
Leading the counter-strike. Prisoner 627. We believe that's who Makarov's got the mad on for, but we can't get to him.
Oil rigs, sir?
Russians are using them as SAM sites. Oil workers are human shields, so we can't just blow up the rigs wholesale. And this one is the least defended. Boys, I know I'm sending you into the meat grinder on this one.
They're defending it, so it means we want it. Especially if it gets us to 627.
So, now we've got to invade an enemy fort without civilian casualties. Yeah, this... But again, pacing. You'll also notice, by the way, that Shepard is really focused on trying to pin all this on Makarov. I'm only pointing that out. No, completely different game, Panka. Like, it's not a remake, really. It's a reimagining. It's its own thing. I don't remember, J. Palmer. I can tell you the episode, but I have to look it up. And now I lost my train of thought. What was I just talking about? Memory Alpha, TOS. Look it up. Just look it up. Shepard. Shepard is laser focused on getting Makarov. And in another thing, and you just assume that's more bad writing. And let's be clear, there's plenty of bad writing to go around in this game. But I just wanted to point it out because it's one of the exceptions. It's one of the times where it's not bad writing. It's actually a plot point. Shepard is absolutely forcing a lot of the attention onto Makarov as the scapegoat for everything that's going on. And it constantly is portraying it as if we take out Makarov, we win. Which is funny, because I wanted to comment... I know, one of these days I'll stop talking about Modern Warfare 3. But I wanted to comment on it because I feel like when they were designing Modern Warfare 3, some of the writers saw all the emphasis on kill Makarov, win, didn't realize it was an in-universe lie, didn't realize the fact that the entire series so far has been anti-get one person win. That's Wolfenstein territory. And instead, played it straight We kill Makarov, we win. Oh my god. Alright, now, I gotta look up the name of this game, because I don't remember the name. I'm really bad with TOS episode names, so I gotta look it up. Is this it? No. Okay, hang on. Star Trek, TOS, Crazy Captain, Shapeshifter. Whom Gods Destroy. I love how I can just Google that. Whom Gods Destroy is the name of the episode, Jay Palmer. Please stop doing that, Google. Thank you. Yeah, Garth. That's his name. Hang on, I need to go kill Orcano. Damn! Alright, we're good. I think so, Ross? I don't know. Anyways, pacing. Back down to quiet. Had a couple action scenes.
Dry dock shelter. We
got this.
DDS hangar flooded.
Yeah, they keep emphasizing getting the evidence. We got the evidence. If you're paying attention, we have actually already gotten the evidence. You caught that, right? And then we didn't get an evacuation having gotten the evidence. We figured out our own way out, and now they're sending us here instead of anything to do with the evidence. Just kind of brushing that quietly under the rug. Yeah, this is terrifying. Oh god, it's Subnautica all over again. Except without the tech.
USS Dallas deploying Team 2. RV at the objective.
Say what you want. I love the soundscape of this game. I really do.
20 meters.
In the distance, you just hear... It's actually a really good question, Baron. I'd have to really think about it. If you don't know, don't worry about it, Madman Robbie. That's the whole point.
Team 2 at the objective.
That's the whole point. The only easy day was yesterday.
Хватит смолить эту дрань. Легкие посадишь.
In position. Let's take them out together. On your go.
Вижу морскую воду.
Enjoy. I've enjoyed several missions so far. I noticed something, if I could comment on this briefly. Modern Warfare 1 had a really strong opening and mission design, like gameplay-wise. And then it was okay-ish, and then it kind of trickled off towards the end. Like, the last mission's one of the worst missions in the first game. I noticed this is kind of the opposite, because the first missions are just like, and then they start to get better and better and better. And I know there's some really excellent missions after this, too. So I feel like it's, like, incline in quality, which is kind of great. Probably one of the reasons I remember this game so fondly.
Two hostiles down in Section 1 Alpha. Moving up to Section 2. Roger that, Hotel 6.
The bunker, Jay Palmer. Car chase was actually pretty good. Listen, it's not their fault that they're reading Google Translate, okay?
We're clear. Civilian hostages at your position. Watch your fire. Roger that.
Truthfully, Ross, neither. It's like gameplay and story. They're both relevant. Damn it. That's my fault. It's just about to make fun of the slow-mo, too.
Civilian hostages at your position. Watch your fire. Roger that. Team 1 moving to breach. We're clear.
Precious cargo secured in Section 2 Echo.
Roger that, Hotel 6. Team 2 will secure an evac. Get topside and find the rest of the civvies. Okay, move upstairs. Control, we're advancing to Deck 2. We got this area covered. Move up to Deck 2 with your team.
Why do they have concrete cutters in there? Like, real question, is there a valid reason to have concrete cutters in a rig?
Eyes open. Watch your sectors. Enemy helo patrolling the perimeter. Keep a low profile, Hotel 6. Roger that. Enemy helo, get out of sight.
You know, while we're here,
All clear, move up.
it occurs to me the problems with Modern Warfare 2 to 3 are very similar to the problems with Mass Effect 2 to 3. Because the thing is, in many ways, Mass Effect 3 is just all the problems of Mass Effect 2 magnified without the good to cover it. And the same thing with Modern Warfare 3. They took the bad, made it worse, and got rid of the good. How many franchises can we point to where that's a thing, especially in a trilogy? Because I feel like there's other examples of that. Like Classic Game Lover over there. Thank you very, very much for the sub. As always. Of course there's problems with Mass Effect 2. There's problems with every game. No game is without sin. And as usual, if you want to put that towards up to 3 things, Classic Game Lover, please let me know. But what about Thane? Dragon Age. Devil May Cry. Yeah. No, I'm actually going to deal with that, because that would make the third Devil May Cry game Devil May Cry 5, so I'm going to disagree with that. Mother 3 is not funded. Heard I got a website. Random rumor. Don't believe it.
Hotel 6, more hostages are at your position. Copy that.
Whoops, that's the wrong gun. Shoot, I had the wrong gun equipped. That's literally my fault. You can put it towards up to 3 things if you want to, Classic Game Lover. But yes, I'll put it towards Mother 3.
Copy that.
Yeah, there's a dark game. Jesus.
Clear. Control, all deck 2 hostages secured.
Группа 5, прием. Ответьте базе. Мать, ты там? Ответь базе. Мы злаем группу.
Listen, I just had the wrong gun equipped. It's my fault. My fault.
I think we're gonna have company, sir. Set up a plan B. Get some C4 on those bodies. Go.
Listen, it's not a war crime to plant corpses. Okay, wait, no, it's literally a war crime.
We'll ambush them when they discover the bodies.
I mean, they shouldn't, Space Cadet. They're an unknown measure, so we're not sure what we're doing with them.
There's a patrol. Hold your fire until they're closer. Stand by. Stand by.
У кого есть лишняя граната?
Вражеская пехота за 12 часов! Тревога!
Plan B. Control.
And now we go loud.
Copy that. Intel still indicates hostages and possible explosives on the top deck. Your team needs to secure that location before we can send in reinforcements to handle the SAM sites. Over. Roger that. We'll call in for exfil and
Seafood. Yada.
CENTCOM needs us to take the top deck ASAP so they can send in the Marines. Move.
I'm just gonna grab this. Don't mind me. Well, I did dump a bunch of dealer's choice towards it, thank you, but also a bunch of people also donated towards it, so what can I say? Hi. Well, I decided to go ahead and put Dishonored 2 down by Thief instead of by Dishonored 1. I still put a bunch of dealer's choice towards it, though, to get it going. And, like I mentioned, several people did put money towards it.
Being extracted by Team 2. Proceed to the top deck ASAP to secure the rest. Over. Copy that. We're working on it. Out.
Damn it. 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 Yep, I knew that. That was a bad reload time on my part. Thief 2? I mean, nobody cares about Thief 2. I'm barely joking about that. Nobody's been funding Thief 2. That's why it's not as funded. People have been putting money towards Thief 1. In fact, I'd have to check my records to see the last time I got a donation for Thief 2. It's been a while. It's the second Thief game. I'm not sure I've played Thief 2. I believe I have. So I can tell you the story about it off the top of my head. But I have no memory of playing it. What we got? Oh. There we go. This should be fun. Peekaboo.
Enemy helo down. Good shot. Clock's ticking. We need to get topside and secure any...
I believe it's already... Oh, no, it's not on the list. I mean, I expect people to add the Elden Ring DLC. That's actually why I specifically didn't finish Elden Ring when we were playing, if you remember. So I'd have that save ready to go for the DLC. Friendly, that's another friendly. Where's the freaking enemy? Yeah, I don't know when it's going to be out. So hang on. So that's going towards...
Tango down.
Sure, we'll get an AK. Whatever.
Split up. Making flank through these hallways.
Listen, Jay Palmer. Alright, Jay Palmer's dead. Whew, thank goodness. So let's see, we're going to put it towards the other games. Were Arceus, Pokemon Arceus, and Chrono Cross. You got it. Thank you as always. It is good to have you back. Deus Ex is on the list, as is Human Revolution. Yeah, I think that's it. It is specifically Deus Ex Revision, because of obvious reasons, really. So we get the Stinger, no reason. Oh my god, that's gonna be just the worst stream. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be a great stream to test my tolerance for people hating me for hating on a game that they love. Not the first time I've had to deal with that. Sure, we'll call it Unconnected Cross. Has nothing to do with Chrono Trigger Cross. Negative to external gameplay, or external continuity. Cross. Worst ending in the history of gaming. That's a lie. We're gonna have to go for the secret ending. I've said it before, Cross retroactively ruins Trigger. It's a good thing we don't review things that way, otherwise I'd have to give Chrono Trigger negatives for Chrono Cross. That's not a joke. It's not exactly the only game in that category either. I wrote this section. Sure, good thing I kept my thermal sensor, right? That's cool. Who needs thermals? Chrono Cross is a sequel to Chrono Trigger. But I could talk about several reasons why I don't care for that game, and I could. But let me summarize it very, very simply. Chrono Cross was written and penned by someone who was going through a severe depressive issue.
Hotel 6. Hostages have been confirmed at your location along with possible explosives.
He was going through a severe depressive episode when he wrote Chrono Cross. And it shows.
Copy that. All teams, check your fire. We don't know what's behind these doors.
Принял! Вижу его в прицеле!
Yeah, it shows in the music too, I agree.
Вот! Иду цель!
10 o'clock.
Лейтенант, мне нужна поддержка с воздуха через 10 минут! Иди!
Target neutralized. Target at 11 o'clock.
Kind of Space Cadet. It's a very it's not the typical type of darkness. It is what I call depressing. Not dark, not sad. Specifically depressing. And yeah, the gameplay has its own issues. The combat system is painful. I think that's the word I'm going to use. It's painful. Yes, Yura. Like, if you could condense negativity into a game, Cross does it pretty well.
Targets on the move.
No, it's more like 40 or 50.
Ghost. Target is 12 o'clock.
Wait, oh.
Американцы хитрее, чем кажется! Следите за флангами!
He's in the open. Grenade!
Вижу тело!
What's your fire?
Well, yeah, Trigger is very optimistic and light, despite starting from a seemingly dark place. That's apparently a friendly. Cross is like the exact tonal opposite.
Contact to the west.
Oh, people love Chrono Cross. That's why I'm not looking forward. That is the reason I'm not looking forward to it. If it was just a game I was going to negatively review, I don't care. I put Dealer's Choice towards Ride to Hell Retribution. I'm fine with reviewing a bad game. What irritates me is reviewing a game that I dislike tremendously that I would call a bad game that a lot of people love. That's irritating. Yeah, we reviewed Secret of the Stars, for God's sakes. Still currently the worst game we've ever reviewed. No, I'm pretty sure Chrono Trigger is going to review pretty well. And not just because I've already covered it several times and sort of know where that's going to go.
Get a flame charge on the door.
1 second.
Both sides.
Alright, I'm ready. Ready to breach! Yeah! Oh, it's not gonna let me shoot. No, let me shoot! Let me shoot! No! Come on! Hang on, we're gonna try one more time. We're gonna try one more time.
Get a flame charge on the door. We'll hit the room from both sides.
I'm ready. Let's go. It won't let me fire. It won't let me shoot the Stinger missile. Oh well. Unfortunately, not yet. Period. I do have something for you, though! Exclamation mark. Chrono Trigger is fully funded, as is Final Fantasy VI, and a bunch of other games, honestly. Shut up. Shut up, I'm busy. What? Why? Okay, that's odd, comma. It's not letting me send them to you, period. I'll figure it out, period. Whatever.
Breach from both sides.
for close quarters.
Clear. Room clear. Control. All hostages have been secured. I repeat, all...
Ultranationalists in a nutshell, right there.
to LZ Bravo. Over.
Good God.
Good job, Hotel 6. Marine reinforcements are inserting now to dismantle the SAM sites. Get your team ready for Phase 2 of the operation. Out.
Hunter 2-2, this is Punisher Actual. Go plat secure. All EOD teams are cleared for landing.
Roger, Punisher. Hunter 2-2 copies all.
Punisher, this is Phoenix 1-1, flight of 2 F-15s en route to grid 257221 for SEAD mission. Requesting sit rep over. Phoenix 1-1, Punisher. Blue sky, I repeat, blue sky. Come to heading 240 and continue on course to target area. Good hunting, over. Punisher at all flights in vicinity of grid 255202. Local airspace is secure. I repeat, local airspace is secure. Proceed on course to target area along route November 2.
Punisher, this is Hunter Actual. Hunter 2-2 is moving to secure the SAM site at the southwest corner of main deck. Hunter 2-3 is proceeding towards the derrick building to disarm the explosives.
Punisher Actual to all strike teams. All SAM sites neutralized. Repeat, all SAM sites have been neutralized. Blue sky in effect.
No, I'm saving them until I have hair bleachable. Did they announce anything else, Huthor? No, Panko. I might even veto it.
6 fleets mopping up. Time to move in. Long history of this building. Not much of it pretty. Started out as a castle with an actual dungeon, built to withstand any siege. The building survived every brutal winter. The occupants, they weren't so lucky. The monastery didn't survive the purges. Over the last century, has played host to anyone the government didn't want but couldn't kill. The place is filled with living casualties of the last war, which I swear I thought we'd won. And I suppose it's all a day of the races. You back the losing horse, and this is where you end up. 627's the piece of meat Makarov wants, so let's cut him loose.
Seconds.
Hornet 2-1, this is Chester 1-1, flight of 2 F-15s, 4 harms for the section. Stand by for SEAD, over.
This is another mean mission, but in a good way.
Big tone, Fox 3.
Shunk.
Good kill.
Hornet 2-1, you're cleared all the way in. Good luck. Out. Hornet 2-1 copies. 2-2 copies all. 2-3, solid copy.
Could also be that the ultranationalists don't actually have another source of weapons.
Roger. Guns. 2-2-2-1, good effect on target.
All snipers, this is McTavish. Stand by to engage. Stabilize.
Roger.
All snipers, clear to engage. Shift right.
Shifting.
Stabilize.
Ready. On target.
Shift right.
Shifting.
I see 4 hostiles in the next tower.
I see 0 hostiles in the next tower.
Shepard, get those fighters to cease fire immediately. That was too close.
I'll try to buy you some time. One man in a gulag doesn't mean much to the Navy at this point.
Bloody Yankees. I thought they were the good guys. Ghost, cut the chatter. Stay frosty.
Second wave going in. Stand by. 10 feet. 2-1, touching down at target. D1 is deployed.
Go!
5-3 going into overhead pattern. Provide sniper cover. Over. 5.
As a fresh reminder, I'm going to keep pointing these stuff out as we go. Shepard is the one who gave us this mission, and he's the one who's insisting he can't keep his own troops in check for something that he himself is ordering for his op.
This is 2-1. Solid copy on all. Eyes on target.
He's not only a general, he's a general in good position right now. He's got standing, regardless of actual line rank. Given what's happening right now, as we'll find out later, he has Congress's support. And the Secretary, or not the Secretary of Defense, right, the Ministry of Defense is fully backing Shepard right now. What really makes me sad is, despite the stupidity, I can still believe it. He directly reports to the Joint Chiefs later. Directly. What about this isn't my style, Classic Game Lover? I've loved the Call of Duty since 4. Yeah, a general political power is very dangerous. That's true in real life. It's one of the reasons there's this unspoken rule in United States politics, and has been for decades, centuries actually, that if you go into politics, you put down your military career.
I got eyes on target.
No, I was curious why, Classic Game Lover. Like, what? I'm legitimately curious. What about me strikes you as anti-this? Like, I like all kinds of games. Yeah, I've actually done a lore run of the Modern Warfares. I've done all 3 of them. I just hadn't reviewed them yet.
Stand down. I got a runner on the roof of the 2-story building. I got eyes on target.
Yeah, normally I'd ask you to look at me in Discord, Uthor, but I don't want to be a dick.
Use your M203.
Ah, fine.
The entrance is up ahead. Keep moving.
Yeah, I'm the JRPG guy. No, I'm not. Look at my top reviewed games right now. It's telling, I think. Let's see, we got a Metroid, a Mega Man, Portal 2, Mass Effect 2. There's another Mega Man game up there, too. Hat in Time is pretty high. Yeah, exactly, 5. I like good games. There are very few genres I don't like. I've talked about that before. Thank you, Dakota.
Check your corners. Let's go.
Probably Panka. Remember, they actually bothered to release a Call of Duty that had no campaign mode, which I have not played and never will. Go back over here. Okay.
Got it.
The only genre I can think of off the top of my head that I dislike is horror. My definition of horror, not the broad definition of horror, which is a completely useless definition.
I'll tap into the system and look for the prisoner. It's gonna take some time.
Copy that.
Grab this.
We're on cell duty. Follow me.
Yeah, you know what? Gross. There you go. That's what I don't like. Gross. That's a good way to put that. Gross and jump scares. Boom. That's a little more indicative than just calling it horror. I suppose PvP slash multiplayer focused stuff I'm also not into. I could probably name on one hand the number of PvP only games, or excuse me, multiplayer only games. Competitive gameplay is what that's actually called. Games that I've actually enjoyed. Oh, hang on. Sorry, one moment. And I want to see if I can send this one too. I think it's this one. Should be this one. Yep, there we go.
It's all clear.
All right, I'm patched in. I'm tracking your progress on the security cameras. Copy that. You have the location for prisoner 627?
Negative, but I've got a searchlight tracking hostiles on your floor. That should make your job easier.
Stay sharp. Prisoner may be in one of these cells.
Got it. Shoot all the cells. Done.
Hardware in danger. Ghost, you opened the wrong door.
Roger, stand by. Got it.
Let's go.
I mean, a StarCraft City Builder is legitimately a game I want very much. That's actually one of my biggest wish list games. No joke. Perhaps in part because it will never happen until I make it.
armory down there. Move!
Favorite sports game? Ooh, that's actually a tough one. Let me think about that for a sec. The Mario 4X is another never gonna happen, but I would actually like that. Let's try out a spaz for a bit. Yep, good reason to take over the world. To get the games I want made done. Not any of the other crap. Not to fix, like, diseases or hunger or any of that crap. No. The only thing I care about is making video games. Can't even say that with a straight face. Let's get some shells in this thing. Good movies? Nope. Movies are dead. Movies are dead as a genre, as a medium, excuse me. Correct terminology. What do we got? What do we got? We got an AA-12, a famous. Let's go with the M1. That's what I already have. I wanted the AA-12.
Let's go.
There we go. This is, by memory, this is a terrible gun.
Ghost, open the door!
Bloody hell. They've blocked you from the hard line. I'll have to run a bypass.
Too late! They're already here!
I actually want my spaz back. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay. Over here. Yep, continuity studies. It's gonna be... Oh, Jesus. That's got a good sound to it. Listen to that. Hang on. Hang on.
Be advised. You got more tangos headed your way.
We're gonna need more cover. Grab a riot shield!
I don't want to.
Roach, pick up one of those riot shields.
Okay, fine. Fine.
Grab a riot shield!
Where are they? Oh, God. Oh, God.
Open the door!
Almost there. Hurry, Freddie.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. We're fine. We're fine. Run. Dude, Riot Shield builds were overpowered as hell in multiplayer for Modern Warfare. Yes, I did actually play this multiplayer, by the way, back in the day. Me and Gary did a lot of it. And yeah, this was the win build if you could do it right.
Target is 8 o'clock.
Whatever. That's what I got. What are you doing? Oh my God.
Target neutralized.
Could you not?
Ghost here.
Could you not?
Bypass the lower floors by rappelling out that window.
Copy that. Roach, follow me.
Oh shoot, I didn't even mean to start this mission. I just noticed the time. We're gonna pause right now, mid-mission. But I have an answer for you for the sports game. So first of all, several of the FIFA games are actually enjoyable, but I'm tempted by several snowboarding games, which I don't remember the name of, forgive me. I'm trying not to go the easy route, because there's actually a lot of racing games I use. And I don't mean Mario Kart. Like, the Formula 1 seasonal games are really fun. And I happened to... SSX, thank you. Couldn't think of the name of it. SSX. It was on the PS3. Was specifically the one I played, and it was very fun. There's also, not in addition to the Formula 1 games, there's Gran Turismo. That's it, Gran Turismo, which is awesome. I'm a huge fan of Gran Turismo. I'm actually really looking forward to Forza Horizon. I never played one of the Tony Hawks. Always wanted to. And there's a wrestling game that is, at this point, it's a little old. And it has, like, full character customization. Like, you could build your own wrestler and their own shtick, design your own intro, you know, stuff like that. It's got cage matches and the rubber band physics and all sorts of fun stuff. It's great. Might be Raw versus SmackDown. I'm not sure. It's been a bit. I think that sounds right, though. That sounds right. And I could probably keep going. But the thing is, sports is actually a huge category, which I suppose makes sense because, you know, FPS is a huge category, and horror is a huge category, and RPG is a huge category, so whatever. But my point is, yeah, I can think of plenty of sports games that I like, including the lunch game. So what you got to do is you got to get lunch as quickly as possible.